Welcome to another episode of The Stream Room. It's a podcast about content creation by content creators for content creators. And this week, well, we're going to tell you why now is the perfect time to start streaming, along with other little ditties along the way. I am one of your hosts, Reapz.
Hello, I'm Eljayem.
And I'm Nicktacular. What? Hello.
Hello, everybody. How are we today?
I love that voice. Where did that come from?
This is my real voice.
Oh my God, Eljay.
He's been holding out on us all this time.
I normally increase the height of my voice when talking to normal individuals, not to intimidate them, but this is how I actually sound.
That's so much testosterone. I do feel a little bit enamored by how you can do that all. Far out.
Damn, no wonder stream scheme's done so well.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I raise it so they're not scared.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's all post, right? It's all post.
I have to put it on at all times. The post production can't even handle how deep my voice actually is at all
Damn,
times.
I feel the vibrations, and I'm just listening through headphones. How's this possible?
Well, what can I say? I'm a man of steel, and I'm full of spunk and vigor.
Yes, because when I look at you, I think of spunk and vigor.
Yeah,
obviously.
Do you gamble, by the way, LJ? I just thought that you could be a gambler with that type of a voice.
Do I gamble? No, I don't gamble. Everything I do is a victory. I'm a winner.
Just like this podcast. I love it. Oh my God.
Hey, everybody, if you're listening, you should like, comment, and subscribe. That's our intro we have to do every single time. Reapz, what are we talking about today?
Mate, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get as deep as I can. It's too hard.
Don't try to put it on. You can't put on something like this. This is just natural.
It's too good, mate. It's too good.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Today, boys, we're talking about if we didn't use any outside sources of content, we're talking about the TikToks, we're talking about the YouTube, and we had to start streaming, why now is a great time to do it? Because I think a lot of people out there, when they've listened to our previous podcasts, are kind of like, but you're saying how it's hard at the moment. There's less viewers. There's less reason. There's no new real games coming out. How do I make my mark? Why is now the perfect time to start doing it? And I thought to myself, well, there's that old saying of buy low, sell high. And we know in the very near future, when the world keeps spinning, when the seasons start changing, people are going to come back to Twitch in a big way because why? They'll be stuck at home and they'll want something to do. So if you're to start again right now and you're a small-time streamer thinking about doing it, or you're a small-time streamer doing it right now and continue to do so, why that is the right choice to make.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
Yes, yeah. Can you continue it the whole way through?
Let me just readjust my voice so I don't intimidate others. Do, re, mi, fa, so, la. Okay, I'm good now. I'm in the point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, comment down below. Do you prefer LJ's higher voice or his real voice, his real lower voice?
They'll all say higher because they now feel more comfortable listening to me.
Yeah.
They don't feel like I'm going to take their land and steal their women. That's the kind of testosterone I'm showing right there.
Holy crap. I was going to say, with that lower voice, though, I think you ever see those things on YouTube where it's like, I faked my way into said big event or convention, and I feel like they always wear like high-vis vests. They act with confidence. I feel that your true voice, LJ, is like a confident voice that if anyone came up to you and go, are you supposed to be here? You go, yeah, I'm supposed to be here. They'll be like, sorry, sir.
You know the best part?
Yeah.
That's the voice I use when I buy alcohol, right?
Oh,
because
okay.
otherwise they ID me. And I am of age by many years. But I use that voice when they ID me because I don't want to get my ID out and show it to them and have to go through the whole rigmarole.
Yes.
Right? So like, and they always check you, right? Because they think, oh, you look a little young. This guy could be, So you walk in, the first thing they do is, yeah, g'day, mate. And so I always end with the, yeah, g'day.
I'm like, honestly, I stopped getting ID'd as soon as my beard grew out. And then bring up the beard. Yeah, mine's,
Yeah. I can't even
I have a mask. I wear masks just because you don't wear masks to show off your beard. Jesus. All right. You super spreader. You should just, come on.
I want to ask something of you, boy. A complete tangent right here. But
Welcome
you know
back
how
to Stream Room.
sorry. We'll get
Welcome
to
the
stuff
Stream
you want
Room
to hear
after
about
dark.
soon. Yeah, Stream Room after with alcohol, everything. When it comes to Uber Eats, you can get your food like Quick Smart or whatever, and it's terrible. You know how there's that like Jimmy brings alcohol? Have you ever been so kind of like, I need alcohol right now that I'm going to use this courier service? Or do you just not walk down to the local Liquorland or BWS or whatever and just get it there?
This is such a good question because the other day, me and my mate were playing Destiny 2, as we do, because it's one of the best games ever. And I can only play one game offline, so I may as well play an MMO. And we were playing it and we were talking to our other mate. And I brought up the fact that I was going through Uber Eats to try and find dinner. This must have been like a month and a half ago because I've had Uber Eats deleted and child locked off my phone for a month now, or a month and a bit, because I was like looking at how much money I spent when I was trying to not be like trying to get work done. And so I just got rid of it, right? And it saved me so much. But I was going through it and they've made it so you can deliver alcohol. Uber Eats sells alcohol. And I was like, that is messed up, right? Like that is messed up because I was like, you shouldn't be able to have alcohol delivered to your door, right? Because that just sets up a bad precedent of having people be able to like order a crap load all the way throughout the night, and it just leads to more binge drinking. And whatever, right? But Jimmy Brings is really similar. But obviously Jimmy Brings is like it's like a whole service devoted to it. It's not like Uber Eats and stuff like that. But to answer your question, I have Jimmy Brings before, and it was because I didn't have a car at the time, and we were having people over at the house, and I forgot to pick stuff up when I did have the car earlier in the day. And it was wild. They didn't ID me at all, right? At all. They just handed me the booze, right? This is when I was had no beard or facial hair either, right? This is a couple years back or whatever. And it's wild. They just give it to you, dude. And the Uber Eats one, they did take a photo of my ID, but the guy didn't even look me in the eyes. Like he didn't look me in the eyes. He didn't ask me to remove the mask to look at the ID. It literally could have been anyone in my family's ID. I could have shown him my wife's ID and he wouldn't have batted an eye. Legitimately. Wow. It was wild. And I was telling my mate about this and I told him about the experience. And he was like, oh yeah, it's messed up. You should not be able to do it. Like, this is a tangent, I know, but like it's wacky.
Is that because when you signed up on the app, like you put in your age and your birth date and that kind of thing, or
no, you don't have to. And they there's nothing like that like checks your IDs or shows you anything. You could fake all of it, right? Like if I had given my kid my phone, right, my non-existent child, they probably could have got that booze delivered. You know what I mean? I was thinking about it and I was like, man, I do look a lot like my older brother. Yeah. I probably could have just used my older brother's ID if I was underage.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's super. I think
that's really concerning.
Yeah,
that is generally concerning. Like they don't even care to just check. It's like, okay, yeah, you already paid, but I need to see if you're of age.
But like the Jimmy Brings it, I didn't check it whatsoever, right? And I was baby faced at the time, no facial hair whatsoever, like the minimal I've got. But the Uber Eats guy did have to take a photo in order to say that he delivered it. Had to take a photo of my ID, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't ask to remove my mask. Didn't even look at my ID properly. Just took a photo, walked away. I could have shown him anyone, right?
Apart from that being really screwed up, like that's a big legal liability for the company.
So yeah.
That's crazy that they don't even check.
It's one of those things that you think are going to come around and like bite them. Like, how did this go unmanaged for so many years? Like they'll do like one of those, a current affair, dun dun, it's been going on for years and the parents didn't know, which I can imagine. Maybe they'll do that on Twitch gambling as well. They didn't know their 5-year-old child was watching slots until they won $5 million.
One.
Unless your delivery driver
clips again.
Unless your delivery driver that night was just having a night, and he's just like, I do not care.
Yeah,
no, because we did it at a mate's birthday the other day as well. Because one of the girls really wanted to go get booze, and it was very clear that she wasn't in a state to go anywhere, and it was just safer for us to order it. Right, so that she wouldn't try and like, we weren't going to restrain her or anything, right? Like that's not who we are. But at the same time, she probably shouldn't have drunk more or gone anywhere. But it was either listen to a massive thing or order like 2-3 beers, right?
Right.
So we did it again, did not care, didn't do anything. Like there's no point to it. Like no one has any issues. But it enables a problem I see at every Aussie party. Right.
Okay.
Now, Reapz, you're a bit older than us, you know. So back in your day, you probably just had like a moonshine still out back. But me and Nick, but me and Nick, we deal with this all the time, right? And
of course.
The idea is like, you go to a party and there's always that one guy who rocks up and he's got like 4 hard ciders or like a 6-pack of beer, but he has enough drinks. You know what I mean? You don't really need more than like 4 strong drinks or, you know, a couple beers or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. I'm a very experienced party goer. I went to parties, definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure. But like, anyway, so like there's that guy who rocks up and he goes through them a bit quick, right? And you can tell he's going through them a bit quick. And then he starts going how he wants more, right? Yeah. And he's going to go for the walk to the bottle-o, and he wants to know if anyone else wants to go to the walk to the bottle-o, and you're all there and you've all still got like half your drinks left and you're kind of like, you probably don't need more, mate, right? And
Yes.
he goes, I got to go now. It's 9:30. That closes at 10 on this day. It closes at this time. And he knows all the timing closes.
Yeah.
And you're kind of sitting there like, oh.
I know exactly what you mean when it comes to this. And I'll bring it back to obviously streaming as well. But when
who cares? No, I don't want to talk about streaming tonight. No,
Okay.
I don't want
I'm just
Like, okay,
saying,
just throw-
when it comes to streaming and you see those streams where it's like a shot for every death or something, like I've seen a particular streamer who I'm not going to name because not that they've done anything wrong, but you know, they have a thing where it's like every death, I'm going to take a shot, blah, 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 blah. And
Which is TOS, right?
yeah.
Because it's gamifying drinking.
Correct. And every time that they get to a certain level, you know that they're gone. You know that they're drunk, right? Tipsy, drunk, whatever. You figure out what the line is in your eyes, right? But I always found it awkward watching them be that intoxicated on stream that you're kind of like, oh, you're saying things a bit more loose than usual, or like there's just a time when you know that there could easily be a flip of the switch and oh, your channel's gone because of what you're doing right now. Kind of like back with a popular Super Smash Melee player who had problems and it was broadcast and I'll
say when Mango fucked the side on stream.
there was many Mango things, but yes, there's a time when she passed out drunk on the stream.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. There was a really good one where Mango, I don't condone this much alcohol, but he drank like an entire bottle of Grey Goose and then started f***ing a Psyduck plushie on stream and got the stream shut down. Not like actually f***ing it, just like dry humping it, right?
Just dry.
But like it was enough to
And he has to live with that being on the internet forever.
I don't think Mango cares. Mango's the GOAT, man.
Yeah, he doesn't care, to be fair with him.
God, there was a friend of mine, like a couple years ago, I think. This was probably just before like COVID hit. So he was doing a birthday stream, and he wasn't like he was drinking on stream, but it was from his own volition. Like there was no incentive from like subs or anything like that. He was just drinking, for his birthday. However, he kind of just lost himself a little bit and he got quite drunk to the point where we, in his chat, had to contact a friend of his to go to his house and shut his stream down because he was just getting way too intoxicated. It was just like, this is going bad. We need to pull the plug on this ASAP.
That is rough.
Yeah,
it is rough.
Like seeing it.
I've done drinking streams in the past. I don't drink on stream, or I try not to drink in content very much anymore, because I did some drinking streams and there was no issues. No one cared, right? I'm not a very sloppy drunk. I'm pretty okay drunk normally because I also don't drink much, right? Yeah. When I say like, oh, I'm having a vodka basic or whatever it is, it's normally like I'm having like half a shot. You know what I mean? In it, and then a whole glass of Coke, and then it takes me like
wine spritzer. Yeah,
oh yeah. Sir, get me a lemon lime and bitters. Thank you.
Make it a virgin, please.
With a small umbrella. But I did some drinking streams, and that's actually how that terrifying gnome boy in the background was created. One of my early streams did a painting stream, and I had a bunch of vodka Red Bulls, did a bunch of fun challenges, did a bunch of painting where I painted my viewers, my regulars, because I was back, this is like 30, 50 viewers, right? So it's easy to pick out a few and paint them over a couple hours. And one of the challenges was we're going to paint the gnome, and we painted him, and he's always been a staple of the channel now. But it was fine. It was okay. But I stopped doing them because I realized there are a couple people who watch me who I just feel like a lot of people don't drink. A lot of people don't want to have to see people drinking. A lot of people don't see the enamor of drinking. Yeah. And a lot of people, and I also don't want to be the kind of guy that people go, damn, it's so much funnier when he drinks. You know what I mean? Like, it's true, but I don't think it's
You don't want to enable that.
Slippery slope.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think drinking streams can be a little odd. I think drinking streams are much better when it's like a group of friends having a beer, doing a kind of like special event. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, we're going to do our own kind of like celebratory beers and podcast and kind of thing, and do like hot wings and stuff. But
kind of like with Cutie Cinderella at the moment, they had the girls getaway, and they had like
girls trip. Yeah. It's a bit more of an event. It's not just sitting at your computer getting smashed. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, like, when you're on your own, just like you're in front of the camera, just drinking, woo, like it's just, it's whatever. And a lot of people are just going to be like, it's like, okay, it's like, cool, it's fun, they're drinking. But then, if they don't stop themselves, it gets to a point where everyone's just kind of cringing, or everyone's like, I can't watch this anymore, I'm going to get out. Yeah. Well, in a group setting, it's great.
If you sat there and had 6 beers alone in your office, you'd probably have people saying to you, you need to talk to someone? Are you okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But if you do it with a stream on, for some reason, it becomes okay.
Correct.
But it's like, if I have a beer on stream and you have a beer, we're not drinking together. We're both still alone in our houses.
That's so true.
Drinking alone.
What is social drinking compared to just being an alcoholic is the question we're asking here. But yeah, I just found it very odd because there is this thing when you watch streamers and they do get to that state and you have the best intentions for them and you just know that at any moment, at any moment, they're going to say something or do something that's just like, one, you may not want to see. Two, you're like, I just don't want to even, be affiliated with this streamer or watch it. And three, it never really ends well because I do find there's the sweet spot where it's like, oh my God, they're so f***ed up that, they're doing crazy things. But then it gets to that point of like, oh, it's just kind of really awkward and sad at the moment. And I don't like this at all. It becomes like funny and then just, oh, this is a serious problem.
It's a fine line. It's
Yes.
a very fine line.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as any kind of humor though, as well. Like, right? Like I find that with satire, I made a joke on stream once. This wasn't a drinking stream, but we were doing a stream where we were baking a cake. I let 200 people vote and bake a cake with me in the kitchen for my stream anniversary. And at one point I did a hot sauce shot because my stream challenged me to, and I did it, and it was really bad. It was a really bad hot sauce. And someone said, here's some milk. And I drank it, and they go, no, you don't drink it. You hold it in your mouth. And I said, what do you mean? I'm a man. I don't hold white liquids in me mouth, right? Which 2 people in chat said, that's a risky joke to make fun of them. And I said, I'm making fun of toxic masculine men who think like anything related to like the guys who like will eat a banana sideways because they're scared. Like I'm not making fun of gay people.
Yes.
Right. I'm making fun of
The people who accuse
masculinity.
those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Who are
why
like-
I laughed because that was funny.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I said that. I was like, why do you guys, I was like, there were 2 regulars. And I was like, you guys have been watching me for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Do you really think that that's something I would make a joke of? But like, that's the kind of thing, right? Like that's like that kind of satire where you put on that character and make that kind of sentiment to make fun of someone. It just whooshes people sometimes.
Definitely.
And so I think it's a fine line in like every kind of humor. But the problem is when you're drunk, you can't take the 3 seconds to think very much to go, will this whoosh people or will people understand this is a joke? You know?
Yes, correct. And clipping is so fast these days. Like as soon as it's clipped, it's out there. It's forever on the internet. You know what I mean? So it becomes
Most people don't think before they speak while sober. So
true. Very, very true.
it's just not going to make it worse.
Do you guys have internal monologue? This is a really interesting thing. A lot of people don't have any form of internal monologue. But when I'm talking to you guys right now, I have the words in my mind that I'm thinking that I want to say.
Okay.
When they come out a few seconds before I actually say them. So I am running through things and actually carefully putting things out there.
So
Yes,
you're
that's-
like thinking right now, this is what I'm going to say next.
But a lot of people don't have internal monologue. People
Oh,
just have,
okay, I see what you mean. Right.
Like it's just they don't have any kind of thought process or anything like that. It's just they say it, right? And these people often also have aphantasia, which is the thing of where they can't visualize. They actually physically cannot or mentally cannot visualize what someone says. If someone says, imagine a red star, they just think of nothing because they don't have it. And those
Far
same
out.
people, and so like a lot of people also don't have the internal monologue.
Okay, I think I've definitely got internal monologue. I mean, sometimes it goes by the wayside and I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I definitely do consider what I'm about to say, especially when it comes to stream a lot of the time. And sometimes you do the internal monologue and you're like, that's going to come out wrong. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say it anyway.
yeah.
I don't care anyway.
Yeah.
I have the internal monologue sometimes, but I mean the amount of times like I'm at work and then I say thanks you because my brain can't decide if I'm going to say thank you or thanks.
No. You're specifically being like, thanks, you. You know what I mean? Like,
Specifically.
you're like, firing them on all cylinders, you know?
I
Or
remember
no,
like,
when I get food and the person's like, enjoy your food, I'm like, thanks, you too.
Yeah, when like people ask you like, "Where's the bathroom?" and you go down here to the right, you go, "Thanks, enjoy it or whatever. Have a great night in going to the bathroom." It's just those things that you just
I do that on
slip out.
purpose. Anytime
Yeah.
anyone asks me where the bathroom is, I say it's over there, and they go, "Thanks." I go, "Have fun."
Yes,
You know what I mean? 'Cause
I
I think it is.
Enjoy
It's
your
fun.
stay.
Have fun. You know. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, Nick. I got some. This is some advice for you. If you
Gotcha.
ever say "you too" to someone who's doesn't have food, but they served you the food, Just be like, take a chip and hand it to them. That's all you have to do. I've done it. It works. Okay. It makes it endearing. All right.
Or it just makes it weird.
No. You have to do a big toothy grin like this.
Okay, so what's your solution where you're going to see a movie at the cinema, and then the person at the desk's like, "Oh, enjoy the movie," and then you're like, "You too."
You buy them a ticket on the spot and bring them along.
Wow. You doubled down on what you said.
Come watch the movie with us.
Stay with me forever, Jessica, or Steven, whoever is there.
Yeah,
and then you hand them the ticket, and you say, "I've got us a couple seat. There's nothing between us."
This is going to be a great
That is a thing in Australian cinemas. Australian cinemas they have these couple seats in Australian cinemas. And I used to work at a cinema, and I don't know if I told you the boys this, but one of the things you never want to do at a cinema is use one of those big black lights, those UV lights.
Oh, no.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I used to work there, and we'd have to use those, once a night, maybe at the end of the night, to check over, make sure everything's all good. And we'd specifically have to do it after kids' movies. And it's because there were always these like middle-aged adults who would come during the day when the cinema was empty. They'd watch some kids' movie. The cinema would be empty, bar them. And they'd always get down and dirty. And it was like 35, 40-year-old like people. It was super weird. It's like, you guys have houses.
Yeah.
I understand teenagers coming here to make out, but you guys have houses. Why are you giving her the Gork? Why are you giving him the Gork 3000 in a cinema watching Ice Age 3?
Yeah, here's the thing. I had an experience where it was my friends and I went to see a Marvel movie, and it was like during a weeknight, right? So cinema wasn't like there was people in there. It wasn't packed or anything.
But it was like
literally
scattered.
halfway. Yeah, it was like scattered, right? Halfway through the movie, I'm just sitting there. I'm like right in the smack bang in the middle, and then halfway through the movie, I just see this black silhouette, like this round silhouette, just going up and down, and I'm just like, oh boy.
Nick, I told you, you got to stop calling it Marvel. They'll sue you. It was called Pants Man, all right? And it was a very different film, all right?
Don't out me like this, okay?
This is unbelievable.
LJ, I told you that in confidence, all right?
Look, it's, I don't want to. Either way, those couple seats, they were horrendous.
Yes.
They were some of the worst shit ever. I could never imagine it. It blew me away. And that was like a 15-year-old. The weird part was being a 15-year-old having to go into a cinema and like shine a big heavy flashlight on two like 40-year-old couple and be like, "Excuse me, can you please stop giving him head in the middle of a cinema? There's one other person in here and they're trying to watch Ice Age 3. Thank you."
Oh God, I've had to do that as well because I'm just thinking you called them it was either cinema checks or floor checks, right? And you had to do at least one per session, right? And you have to go up to the very back row, then down, across, back up to the very back row, blah, 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 and that type of thing. And
fellow professional.
Pleased to meet you. And it really is weird because, we talk about that whole alcohol thing. I remember being, in my teens, right? And having to go into an R-rated film to do the cinema check, even though I wasn't 18 years of age. And it's just this weird thing. It's like, oh, I feel like a badass right now. And then you find somebody, just giving head or something at the back. And you're like, oh, no, I got to be the person who does the, can you please not?
Flashlight turns it on. Yeah.
Imagine if it was someone you knew.
One.
Yeah.
Imagine if the people you caught out was someone you knew.
I caught my
Jerry?
I caught my high school girlfriend on a date with my best mate.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, no, that's terrible.
Oh, no.
And then they afterwards they followed me around trying to like apologize, and I was like, I still got 3 hours of my shift. Please leave me alone. I don't care. I don't want anything to do with this. Please just go away. They're like, we just want to apologize. I'm like, dude, you got to stop.
Leave.
Clearly, this is done. You guys enjoyed your cinema. I hope the buttered popcorn wasn't too hard to clean off. Now get on out of here. All right? It was, dude, yeah, no. Anyway.
That is not fun. I'm sorry to hear that.
Fuck you, Christina.
If you hear a beep at that time, that's because you don't want the name.
All right. I changed the name.
Okay,
Internal
good.
monologue saved it.
I'm going to add it anyway, just so that people are like, what was the name he said?
It's all right. It's whatever. Hey, guys, 25 minutes in. Let's not even talk about streaming. Let's just keep going. All right?
Leave a comment down below. If you would want a whole podcast just not about streaming, just let us know.
Adobe is free.
Sock.
Reapz has given LJ a nighttime recording session. LJ is free.
We've
lost it. We've lost it. All right. Holy crap! I don't even know how to get this
room
back
is
on
no longer
board.
about streaming.
It's no
It is
longer. It's
about
what's
whatever the hell we
about.
want.
It's streaming movies room or something similar. We've talked about alcohol. We've talked about sexual advances inside a cinema. What's next on the menu, boys? Meat's back on the menu.
Meat. I know that was
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
No, that was on the menu when I went to go do a cinema floor check on Narnia Prince Caspian. Oh, that one got the oldies going. I don't know what it was about that. Yeah, I don't know what it was about the Narnia film. I think it was because they knew no one else was going to go see it because it was a Narnia film.
Yes, true.
So they knew they could get away with the old Gork Gork 3000 sucky sucky. All right. I had this really bad experience though. I went to go clean a Narnia cinema. And I walked in there. All the lights were on by this point because it'd been so long since like the movie ended. Credits were over. Cinema screen was grey. I walked in with my manager, and there was this really old fella in the very, very, very front row, like right as you turn the corner and coming in. He was right there, and we kind of just stopped. He had his eyes closed. He was kind of slid down the seat, like slacked, like that. And I was 15, and my very first thought, and I said this out loud, I said, "Is he dead?" And my manager holding his broom smacks me and goes, "What?" And I said, "I don't know." And then he walks over and taps him on the shoulder and goes, "Sir?" And the guy goes, like wakes up. And I was like, damn, if I have trouble sleeping, I got to go see Narnia, Prince Caspian.
Apparently. To be fair, though, given the situation of what he looked like, I think it's a reasonable expectation to assume he might be dead.
He was out. It looked like the most comfortable sleep I've ever seen someone be in.
Did you ever go and inspect gold class, or was there like a gold class at your cinema?
So gold class is like a separate team, and they were so snooty. Right? Like, "Oh, we've only got 2 cinemas to check over, and we serve alcohol and chocolate tops and blah, 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 blah. You're an usher, a floor staffer. Stay down there with your 25 different cinemas." Really? I was like, yeah, damn. I will go back down there with my meter-long metal ruler in my bag that I'm going to go hold onto a toilet seat and saw through a crap with.
Okay,
that's actually real. What happened there. Yeah, that's actually legitimately. This is okay, dude. Okay, so hear me out, right? So I was working and I was floor staff and I was tearing tickets and I'm tearing tickets. Cinema 23 down your left. I still got it. Anyway, so I was doing it, right? And this very, very large man, not making fun of him for his size, just trying to give you an understanding because it's important. Very large, right? Like I'm a very large, and he comes up and he like hands me the ticket and I go, "This is it," and he looks like physically uncomfortable. Physically uncomfortable, kind of has a limp to him, everything like that. And I say cinema 20 or whatever, it's down the end there. And he turns left instead and goes right to the toilets. Okay. And I'm like, whatever, cool. Tearing tickets. Like 45 minutes later, I glance him out of the corner of my eye, leaving the toilets. And in my head, I'm like, oh, he must have come back down. He's probably not feeling well, whatever it is, right? Like 5-10 minutes later, another man comes out. "Hey, I just went to use your toilets. Just want to give you a heads up. One of your toilet stalls is probably out of commission and you might want to do something about it." And my manager's like, "Okay, well, we're done with tickets. Let's close this off for a bit and go check it out." He takes me in there. My manager take it in there. And we turn the corner. We look into the stall of the men's. I'm not kidding. It was a crap that was probably from the tip of my fingers to my elbow. And it was bent over itself. And it was sticking out of the toilet. That's right? Out of the toilet, bent over itself. And it wouldn't flush. It was like literally raised. If you went eye level with the toilet seat, it was poking out.
Oh my God. How is that?
It was so bad.
Wait, how shallow are these toilets?
No, they're normal. They're normal human toilets. This man was just.
Was he human?
I do.
Was he the Hulk? What is this?
So my manager said 2 things. He said, 1, I bet that man is feeling much better now. And 2, you're going to have a great time dealing with this. And I said, yeah, because no, we're going to call a cleaner, right? And he goes, nah. And I'm there. I'm like, flush? Okay, that didn't work. Thought I might give it a go.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll get you some tools. And I'm thinking, okay, he's going to come back with like a plunger maybe. You know what I mean? Like a plunger or like something big that I can just like shove it all in there, whatever it is, you know? No, he comes back with a big meter-long ruler, like one of those metal meter-long rulers. So it's kind of like a floppy one, like when you do it like that.
Yeah.
And then a large black garbage bag that you'd normally swap out a bin for, right? He goes, "Here you go." And I'm like, are you asking me to pick it up? And he goes, "No, just like shove it all in there, get rid of it. And then the garbage bag, just figure out." And I was like, I'm not touching it. And he goes, I don't know. I'm just giving you the tools I've got for you. And I'm like, great. And I'm like 15-year-old, right? So I'm on minimum 15-year-old wage.
Yeah.
In Australia, which is, I think, like I was getting like 15, 16 Australian dollars. So I was like, you know what? I'm far out. I can do it. Whatever. And I put the garbage bag over my left hand. I grip the toilet. I've got my metal ruler. And I kind of just start soaring, right? Like I'm a lumberjack.
Like a lumberjack.
Like a lumberjack.
Yeah. I'm soaring.
Fitting
And one
that
of
you're
the
wearing the
guys...
flanny while I was telling the story.
So no,
Yeah.
I'm also, don't forget, I'm in my like floor outfit, right? Like my
Okay.
usher outfit, right? So all like flashy and flamboyant with the button ups and stuff. And I'm soaring, I'm doing it. And my manager behind me starts laughing and goes, "You look like a fucking lumberjack." And I get through a bunch of it, flush, doesn't go down. So I keep having to do different soaring techniques, all the different parts, you know. And then finally I give it all a flush and I put it down. And I take the metal ruler and I place it. My hand is inside a black bag. So I put it on there and then I pull the black bag down over it so I don't have to touch it or anything like that. I wash my hands and then I pass the black bag with the metal shit ruler over to my manager and say, "Well, I'm gonna go get some lunch." Because I thought it was the most confident thing I could do in that situation, right? Like I was trying to assert dominance on him.
Yeah.
So I was like, "I'm gonna get some lunch," and I was like, "He's like, yeah, righto." So I went and I got a kebab. It was good.
That was your victory kebab.
Wow. Okay. My story when it comes to the cinemas is kind of not along those lines, but a creepy thing, right? People go, "Oh, Reapz, you know, you play horror games and stuff, and you like horror films. Why I like horror films?" It's just like, I don't know. They just do something for me, right? I remember there was
something for you.
They do something for me in terms of I get like a rush. I get a rush playing, you know, horror games and stuff. Not like that. Not like that. Come on now. I'm talking sexually. I get a rush if you.
Oh, good.
To
Okay. I was worried you just enjoyed
No,
them
no,
for
no,
the
no,
sake.
no.
Like,
Completely
I thought you
sexual.
liked the medium. or
No.
something.
As I said, I'm not a crazy person.
Good idea.
There was a horror film, right, in the lowest cinema. Like you have to go down 3 sets of stairs to get to this place, and it looks like a dark, dank dungeon. You can't even get the music from the speakers there, you know, because they're just like, those are the cinemas that we put like the dying films on that nobody really goes to, right? You just
Narnia.
fill it. Yeah, the licensing, right? We got to
Ant-Man.
do. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. So I go down there and it's the credits, right? And you know, during a horror credits, it's always like creepy music in the cinema, like, you know, type thing. And you're like, oh God, this is creepy. I'm the only person there to clean up with my alligator broom and bloody thing like that. And I swear to God, I notice that there's a light, like there's this sheen of light coming from the left side of the screen. And I'm like, that's unusual because the house lights aren't up yet. And I'm like, is there like a spotlight going down there? No. I go up to where the screen is and I'm following around. And then I look behind the screen. There is a carved, like I should say, architectural carving behind the screen that's kind of like a cave. It goes back about 2 meters. It's curved, right? And behind there is all this like chip packets, you know, bottles of water and stuff. And I'm like, somebody is living inside the cinema. So I go back up to the thing after I'm clear. I'm like, oh, this is too freaky. This is too freaky. Go back up and I tell them about it, right? The managers come down and they're looking and they're like, I've never looked behind a screen before, because usually they're flush with the wall, right? But this is behind, there's the curtain, there's the screen, and then behind is the thing.
Yeah.
So now there was this big inquiry into it. I don't know what happened. It could have been the janitor throwing stuff behind there. It could have just been kids who knew it beforehand. But there was this kind of living quarters behind a cinema screen, which kind of blew my mind. And it was the scariest thing ever that I've ever encountered. I'm like, I can deal with horror games and stuff like that. So yeah, good
That
times.
is super weird.
Yeah.
Terrible place to hang out, to be honest. Like, let's be real. If you're gonna like live behind a cinema screen, that would suck. All
would.
the movies are backwards because you're behind the screen,
And you gotta
like,
watch
it's
them all the time, like
Dude,
back
over
to
and
back to
over.
back to back. Mhm.
Why would you want to watch Narnia 20 times?
Yeah.
All right.
Answer us, chat. Sorry, not chat. People in the comments.
Yeah.
Answer us, people in the comments. Why would you watch Narnia?
You know how people listen to things when they sleep? Maybe that just that movie just did the trick.
That's true. Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just maybe
hope that
that's why
old
they went
man.
there. They're like, I don't like this movie. I'm gonna go to another screen. living another
Was it like
stream.
with his other stuff? Was it just chip packets and stuff? Like
It was,
was a
from my
dildo.
memory, it was just garbage, like just candy bar
What if
garbage.
maybe kids just snuck around the back being like, oh,
Exactly. They could have and just like thrown their crap back there. Who knows? But it was scary. I
The
never went to
anime
it.
body pillow.
I'm not talking about my room. I'm talking behind the screen.
sorry.
Yeah.
I thought we were
I
All
thought
right,
so.
yeah.
Easy. But boys, we probably should get onto the topic at hand as we'd be talking for 35 minutes about random stuff. If you
It's
do
fine.
like it,
Don't worry.
yeah.
They'll like it. They'll be fine
You know
with
what?
it. They'll
They
be
will
fine
like
with
it.
we're
They'll
vibing. We're just having a good time.
They'll get what they get, and they'll get what they're given. All right?
What?
You listening to this? You get what
Okay.
you're given. All right?
Yeah, listen to this. All right, this is what
Hey,
do it in
LJ
your
is a
voice.
hang on, you got to say that in your deep
Yeah,
voice,
your deep
LJ.
voice.
You'll get what you're given, and you
There you
fucking
go.
like it, mate, or else
There we
I'll have
go.
words with you. All
That
right?
should be the channel trailer right there, and then more
Yeah.
people will watch. I think. Yeah.
No, the channel trailer should be something like, "Oh yeah, baby," and they'll be like, "Damn,
Damn.
He good.
I got to start
fly.
watching now. I love
Damn.
the visual of someone coming to the YouTube channel and it's like, welcome to the stream room. What can you expect? And it just cuts to LJ going, you get what you're given.
Good. That's it.
And then I slowly remove my wizard robe.
Yeah.
He's got his sock finally. Yes, exactly like that. That's how we're going to pitch
by the way,
ourselves.
that's an old internet reference. The wizard. I slowly remove my wizard robe. That's if anyone understands that old school reference, you and I kindred spirits. But I don't think anyone will understand that.
I removed my wizard vest. Did you say?
Wizard robe and wizard
Robe.
hat. So this old internet meme is this guy's going into like dating like RP chat rooms where you're
Okay.
supposed to do like sexy chat, sexy RP. And
Okay.
he keeps going in and he goes, yeah, I'm really into RP as well. And she goes, okay, cool. I want to be like the naughty college girl and you could be my professor. And he's like, okay, do you mind if I like spice it up a little, add some uniqueness to it? And she's like, yeah. And like, he just keeps throwing in that he's wearing a wizard robe and wizard hat. And he's like, I slowly remove my wizard robe and hat. And she keeps getting annoyed. And he goes, sorry. I thought you were into it. I'll take it more seriously now. And he keeps like stringing her along. And finally she goes, seriously, last chance. He goes, I'm fine with it. Okay, I'm going to pull it off this time. I'm really sorry. I just thought we were on the same page there. And she goes, I slide my hand down your chest. And the first thing he writes back is, I slowly remove my wizard robe.
I'm looking at it right now. Know your meme. I put on my robe and wizard hat is a memorable quote from a chat room login, which a user with the online handle Blood Ninja roleplays as a wizard during, I'm guessing cyber sex.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's
That's
so
incredible. First
It's so
I've heard
good.
of it. Probably a
man.
bit before me.
This is what I mean when I tell people that I feel like most of my jokes and stuff on stream whoosh. I bring up these things.
they need to get these memes.
You're just living in the past.
I'm hilarious if you're me. Okay?
It's everybody else's problem that they're not you.
They
Yeah.
need to understand what funny is. I've said
To be
this since
fair.
day dot.
Three podcasts ago, I said, oh yeah, people always whoosh my jokes. I'll go like ducka 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 ducka. And I had like 2-3 people comment on it being like, I got that, LJ. And I looked at their accounts. They're the 3 fucking founders of my of the founder subs on my channel.
But that's why they stuck with you for so long. They're like, yes,
yeah.
I get this guy. I know what he's in.
He's fine. He's fine. This is the choice. This is the proof that you're out of touch with all your comedy. It's just all in the past.
Yes.
I'm old, man. I'm old. I don't have any up-to-date references. You guys like Pink Sauce? Oh, even that's 2 months old.
It's so old now. Come on now. Pink sauce.
outta here.
Would you
Hey,
eat
speaking
that
of-
though? No.
Oh yeah, of course.
Really? Because they send it like unrefrigerated, I've heard. And there's gastro just gives you, hair on your chest. That's what I've heard.
What? Let's be real. A little bit of salmonella, it just spices up your day. You know what I mean? Helps you lose
sure.
weight.
Why not?
Yeah.
Speaking of fridges, I got a very sad email today. My pre-order for the Xbox mini fridge was delayed. It was going to come out next week. Now I have to wait another month.
Another wait,
almost-
was like, why do you have to wait another month? Did they give you a reason?
Shipping
It's
delays.
just like, what's that?
Shipping delays. Yeah, just international shipping delays. I pre-ordered at JB Hi-Fi because I wanted that Xbox mini fridge, damn it.
Yeah.
It was meant to be, it was literally meant to come out next week, but it's like, nah, got to wait till the end of September now. I was like, God dang it.
It will still be in time
close.
for summer though. And that's when you really need like a mini fridge right there. When it's so hot outside and you're like, right there, baby. Boom.
Yeah,
open that
that's
up.
it.
Glug.
And it ties back into the end of the year where the Americans are coming out of their summer
Yes.
We're going into this, our summer. We don't want to go outside because it's too hot.
Don't bring up streaming. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. We've had
He's
so
gone
much
rogue.
fun.
He's gone rogue.
We've had so much fun
We're
tonight.
still having fun. We're just talking about the streams and the rooms and the room streams, you know?
The next video on Stream Scheme is just going to be something completely just random and off the rails.
Just anime, just complete
Whatever,
views on
sure.
anime. This motherfucker over here.
We can talk about streaming, I guess.
We're sorry, everyone. We should talk more about our personal life. Actually, I do really like talking about this, but please let us know if you do as well, because we didn't want the streamer to be just completely, here's advice every week, here's opinion every week. Here's some funny stories is what we really wanted to do. And yeah,
we want to do more of this. We want to do more of this, but we also want to, keep to our promises of what you're expecting from the episode.
That's correct. Yeah, that we should probably live up to the thumbnail you may be seeing.
To be fair, I did promise them about 5 or 6 episodes ago that I was going to do everything in my power to not talk about streaming. So I'm living up to my promise, boys. Why aren't you living your best life, huh? You know, you know what?
We didn't make the same promise. We've got to stay on the road here.
Okay, so LJ will keep telling stories about poop. I'll just sit here opening Yu-Gi-Oh cards and then read
do it.
just,
and I'll
do
just
whatever.
I'll just try and bring them back.
Riggs just sits there. Nigel, no friends. No talks about streaming.
Okay. To those people who are listening, we always meet up in the Discord, and I was here alone. And then as soon as LJ comes in, it's like, look at this guy sitting alone, just like in primary school.
Because you didn't message anyone. You just
because 10:45. We said we're going to meet at 10:45. You go to the room.
Drop a message saying gonna join now, and it's less weird than you just joining quietly and sitting there with your dick in hand, quite alone.
One, I didn't have my dick in hand. It's too small for that. Two, I didn't know I had to message. When you say 10:45, it's not like
we're all gonna be there, but it's just maybe throw a message so it doesn't look like you're being
Next
creepy.
time I'll know. Go in the room and send a message and go when you're ready, boys.
Yeah, just do an at everyone being like all caps.
My light bulb literally blew, and I'm like, I don't want to get the ladder. I don't want to change over light. So I've literally got just the Elgato lights on me right now. So there we go.
That's right. You're in a found footage film.
I'm so scared. I'll do the
like
Blair
the look
Witch.
though. I like the kind of the dark background and just having it lit.
Yeah, I want to get onto Nuke's top 5, so this would be like a great, I think, framing for it. If I could, I'll just do some After Effects over here of a hand. It'd be great.
Have you seen the Nuke's top 5 meme edit where the guy walks up to the toilet, walks over, puts the camera down at his roommate's door, and he goes,
Yes.
got a little surprise from my roommate, and he walks over to the door. And puts his ass to it in his underwear and just starts letting rip this giant fart. It's the worst thing. It's like 30 seconds. And it's like so loud. It's like, brrr, and the guy's like groaning. And then like this little like a ghost orb flies through screen. And so it goes, the Nuke's top 5 goes, did you see it? Comes up. and it plays the entire 30-second part in full slow-mo, bass boosted again. And then has a little red circle go across the ghost orb. And it's like, so loud. And he goes, moving across the screen at 13 seconds.
Oh, God. I love that.
Amazing.
I love that so much. Oh, God. So yes, I want some of that. Please give me more Nuke's top 5. Did you see it? It was.
I've never heard of this
chilling.
Nuke's top 5 before. This
You don't know. It's basically people trying to get some internet cred by making up fake paranormal activities. Sending it
just
over
fake
to
stuff.
Nuke's and go, this is top 5 scary things this week. So yeah. You don't
Gotcha.
even watch it, Nick. Yeah.
Stop watching it now.
No, he's like, how am I supposed to put this together? If you just see random cuts, viewers, or hear random cuts, you know what's going on right now.
Did you see it?
LJ's lost the plot.
Did you have any vodka in your Coke tonight?
None. It's so fucking funny, man.
How am I going to edit this? How am I going to... Oh, it's fine.
Reeves is going to watch this back in the edit and be like, what the
We're
hell
going to seem like crazy people. We're going to seem like crazy.
I sent you the file. You can just include it.
I'll just put in... Okay, I'll go courtesy of X user on YouTube. Here's the
It's
it is.
fine. It's a very well-known meme. It's a very well-known meme.
Send me the link in general.
Yeah, it is. Nick's watching
download
it
it.
now. You can see. Nick's watching it right now. He's all about it. He's loving it. Did you see it? At 13 seconds, moving across
Literally
the door.
You that was amazing. Literally, as you said, did you see it? It lined up with the video.
It's such a good one.
That is a
dude.
long fart. Oh,
Yeah. Man went ham. All right.
It's also called Live Lake, which I find quite funny.
Thank goodness we have our audio track split, so you can
Yeah.
that from my record.
Yep. Oh,
Did
God.
you see it? That's my new thing I'm going to start doing. Is just randomly be like, did you see it?
Wait, LJ, just make like a fake little ghost orb in like that goes across the screen. You just trigger it with your stream deck.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. No.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Did you? Hold on. Yeah. Did you see it? No. We'll just keep going. It's fine. Just keep going. Whatever. We'll keep talking about stuff. What do you guys like to do on your time off?
Why are you looking at your phone?
I
Don't
know
look at
exactly
me.
what you're doing.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. All right.
Oh my God. Okay, what's going to happen now? There's going to be some sort of a sound.
Oh,
You're changing your lights.
Did you see it?
I thought you were
mean,
gonna get. I thought you were gonna get turn the flashlight on your phone and just like wish it across the camera.
No. Nothing like that.
That would be. Yeah. Did you see it?
At 13 seconds.
I'll add the fart sound on top of it. It'll all be good.
Yeah, I was talking to friend Jackson Games the other day, and he was saying like he's like always watches the podcast as soon as it drops, and I'm just thinking like, man, I hope this was worth staying up late to listen to tonight.
Hey man, look. This
Papa
is probably
bless.
one of our. Here's my thing, right? This is what's going to surprise us about this. Is sure we'll talk about streaming in like 5-10 minutes. Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
You'll get
We'll
all
get
what
there.
you want to have, right? But
Yeah.
I bet this either has an incredibly high retention or an incredibly low retention, and either way, I'm all about it.
Okay.
I'm all about it.
So
Here's the
whatever
thing.
happens, happens.
Yeah, you'll hear about it in the next podcast.
Yeah, we definitely will. We'll do a deep dive.
I watched the latest Trash Taste podcast today, right? Because I went for a big walk, so I chucked it on. And honestly, the best parts of that aren't the anime chat. It's entirely the tangents and the fun stuff, dude. It's
Okay,
so much-
good. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm hoping that the people who listen agree with that wholeheartedly as well. As long as you get your bits and pieces, but when you hear about the people and stuff and the stories they've got, I love that. I really love that. Yeah.
Let me tie it back in. Ready? You guys need to know these memes and jokes that we're talking about if you want to be streamers, because you have to be aware of what's going on in the content space.
Boom.
Nailed it.
That's what we call a mic drop on stream.
Unagi.
Salmon skin roll. Yes.
Yes. Now everyone's going to be like,
Friends,
great.
don't worry about it.
They like Friends. We hate these people now.
Yeah, exactly.
People
Like-
hate
Yeah.
Friends now. People hate Friends now. Why do we
They hate
Friends
Friends?
now?
I think it's
People hate
because
Friends
it's
now.
the PC thing of like some of the episodes were quite, homophobic type things like that. So people,
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
But yeah,
also,
here's the
they
thing.
were the first TV show to ever feature a lesbian couple and a lesbian family and
Sure.
a non-consistent family. So I understand that they fucked up some things, but also they did some things right. You know what I mean?
I also think it's a product of the time as well, because what people may have considered offensive changes over time. Not saying that it shouldn't have been, obviously, being any type of homophobic, transphobic thing, but it always does change in terms of what's appropriate and what's not, in terms of pronouns, things like that. It's hard to think ahead to the future of what's going to be acceptable and what's not, given the circumstances. But
I think it's interesting though, because
Yeah.
I can't watch Friends anymore. I've seen it too much.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I've seen it too many times over the years. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things now where I can't watch it. But I want the parts that I really like about it are just those first few seasons.
yes.
Right? Like, and I can't watch anything past that because it's like, it's not as good. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
all
it's like The
ooh.
Simpsons as well, like it had the golden era where you're like, this is freaking hilarious. And then it's just like, they're simply continuing on for merchandise sales and because Fox wants, to order another.
I don't even know how it's still going. I
It's
literally
crazy.
do not know how
Celebrity
it's still going.
cameos.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
day I knew Simpsons was dead for me. When back to back, like 5 episodes in a row, was just all celebrity cameos.
Yeah.
Homer meets X, Homer meets Y. It's like, no, I don't want to see Homer meeting the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about that. Although one of the funniest cameos ever is when they all go to rock and roll camp and the bus driver, right, goes, "Hey, I saw you 10 years ago at Woodstock, man. Maybe you'll remember me." And he holds his lighter up and goes, "Woo!" And the rock star goes, "Oh, I do remember you. I was about to quit the band until I heard your woo."
See, that is good. That's like the best episodes of anything is when it's like towards the characters, when it's an external force coming in where it's like, let's just talk about, oh, and here it is, the most famous basketballer in the world. It's LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen. And then it just focuses on that. Classic Simpsons was just all about the family. And now it's all just kind of like, okay, let's make him get electrocuted. Okay, now they're going to fly over to Japan. What craziness can they do in Japan? It's just is what I say.
You guys watch Futurama, Family Guy,
Love
American Dad?
Futurama. Love Futurama.
Family Guy is one of those things where if anyone says they like Family Guy, I ban them off from my chat because they're clearly not terms of service age.
That's true. Yeah, they are of a certain.
I'm sorry. Anyone coming into chat being like, "I love Family Guy," it's like, dude, okay, clearly you're still 11 or 12 years old and you haven't matured yet. You haven't realized how terrible it is. And then they're like, "I also like American Dad," and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's worse. You're a fucking fetus."
There's plenty of people that would love both those shows that aren't.
Oh, for sure.
No way. Dude, no, they're not. No way.
What do you mean? They did a crossover episode. They did Simpsons meets Family. Oh, I'm not saying it was good, but I'm saying that they know that their audiences are similar. That's why they do a crossover.
The Family Guy Star Wars was quite funny. I enjoyed that.
I haven't watched that. I may have to.
It's bad, but it's like funny bad.
It's 90% Obi-Wan Kenobi played as an old pedophile hitting on a young Luke Skywalker, aka Chris. That is 90% of the joke. He sees Chris and his floppy lightsaber goes hard.
Well, they made 3. They did 3 of them, one for each movie.
I gave you a rim shot there.
I heard that.
Yeah, that came through.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just think Family Guys. It's just like what happens when mediocre content gets covered in sparkles and then thrown in a pile of horse manure, and that's all it is.
That's Family Guy.
The Family Guy fans are going to come out and troll in the comments.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll ban them too. Family Dude, Family Guy is all this. "Oh, this is worse than when I went and saw Ron Stewart's live comedy show." Flashback to Peter going, "Hey, that was terrible." And then Ron Stewart going, "Fuck you, Peter." And then that's the whole thing. It's like,
Have you seen the South Park episode where they make fun of Family Guy? It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen because basically spoilers, I mean, it's however many years old, but they go to the secret writer's room where Family Guy is being done. And it's an aquarium with manatees. And they get balls with like a random celebrity, and then they chuck it out. And then they go, and the landscape is, in a cinema, and they chuck it out, and they go, "That's the writers. They're just manatees." It's genius. It's so good.
"Hey, Lois."
Pretty good.
Yeah,
that's all it is, man.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the I think it was Disenchanted? It was like that new show that the Futurama writers did.
I saw like a few episodes, but I was kind of like, not for me.
I watched the first 2 seasons and you could just tell it was going so off the rails.
Really?
It was just so off the rails. I watched the whole first season and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. So there's, magical kingdom, whatever. Cool. They've added some like little plot elements. It's supposed to just be funny stuff, whatever. But there's like a little story. Second episode, they go really second season, they go really in deep in it. But then they add spoiler, they add this like whole non-fantasy element. That's all like sci-fi and stuff like that.
All
and you're
right.
like, what the fuck is happening now? What? And then I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good. Claire and I watching it together, and we watched all the way through 2 seasons, and we were both just like, we really want to enjoy this because we love Futurama.
Yeah.
But
it's just not on the same pedigree.
No, it's just not. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Did you like it? Did you like it, Nick?
I never watched it. That's why I was asking what you guys thought, because I never ended up watching it.
I feel like Matt Groening also, like, he did The Simpsons, right? And then he's like, okay, I want to do like a Jetsons, right? And so he did the Jetsons. And this is his kind of like Flintstones. It's like, we'll set it in a medieval type of, prehistoric age where there's no real technology, but it seems like they went back on that.
It's like medieval magic.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
like medieval RPG, D&D magic and stuff like that.
Yes.
But then they have all these like references and stuff like that. Like Like they're like oh, it's there is some sort of tech, but it's just magic and stuff. But yeah, then they add this whole extra weird other plot, and they make her have magic blood, and they do all sorts of weird shit. It's just like one of those things where it's like, yeah, okay.
So actually, speaking of D&D, did you boys see the trailer for the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
No, good, bad, indifferent. How are you feeling about it? I've not seen it yet. It doesn't look like it's gonna be good. Like it feels like they're trying to too hard to be funny in the trailer. Right.
But I don't know. Listen, I could be wrong, but it's definitely up to interpretation. That's for sure. I don't know. I don't have high hopes for it.
I'm thinking like for marketing purposes.
But I was like, well.
Yeah. For marketing, I understand they want to add the Dungeons and Dragons name to it, but do you really see like an audience who play Dungeons and Dragons go, I've got to see this movie? I feel like the Dungeons and Dragons is about you making a character and doing something rather than watching a 90-minute comedy flick about set in
it's basically just a fantasy comedy. That's all it is.
Right.
That's
the
that
problem
just has
is
it slapped on the top as the title.
there is not a single marketing person or single executive for any film, for any ad, or for any company whatsoever who understands in any shape, way, or form people who like games, people who like board games, and people who like D&D. Like, if the Big Bang Theory has taught us anything, is that the large majority of people who are in charge of making decisions about content that's supposed to reflect pop culture and nerd culture is they have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? You ever say, okay, this is going to blow people. This is going to be like, oh, LJ's insulting brands again. Shut him down. But anyone see that terrible Alienware ad that's all over Twitch all the time? The guy like gets up from his chair and like dives into the TV, and he's got all like the sci-fi stuff on him, and it's terribly CGI'd, and he dies, and then it like fades off him, and it's like Be the Gamer, and it's like,
oh no, I haven't.
No one who, for starters, it's just so bad. It's just like it makes no sense, right? Because that's not how you advertise a laptop or a brand to gamers, right? You want it to be like, hey, don't worry, it's spill proof. Your Mountain Dew won't get into the keyboard. You know, you don't want some CGI bodysuit like we're watching Spy Kids 3 and we're about to have a guy in a silver suit pop up and be like, it's Elijah Wood, and they get killed.
And some repressed memories coming through. I was going to say, it's like, it was kind of the same with, we've talked about this before, but I got to bring it up because I love it so much on how bad it is. That Coca-Cola gaming ad.
Yeah,
I think everybody would have seen it. You definitely would have seen this, Nick. It's the one where they're at a gaming meet or something.
It's a competition. It's like a giant esports stadium.
And they're like, yeah, let's go. And it's like something out of World of Warcraft, right?
It's supposed to be WoW. Like it's half orcs and then the other half are like humans and they're all fighting and there's elves and stuff.
Boom, boom.
It's terrible CGI. Like the Blizzard CGI is better. Like the cartoons is better than it.
Yeah. So the big thing, right, though, is they're losing, you know, because apparently World of Warcraft is, you know, PvP in terms of esports PvP.
Yeah.
And the person gets their drink and they drink down the Coca-Cola, and then suddenly there's a button to drop your weapons. So the orc drops the weapon in the game, and it's like, I'm not fighting anymore. Like, this is the thing, right? Yeah. And then everybody in the game turns around to this orc who was battling, see them drop the weapon, they all drop their weapons, right? Yeah. And then the player who's playing as the orc looks at the orc looks back at the player, and I swear to God, does a smile to it, like a wink, like, you did good, game, you did good. It makes no fucking sense. You've got to watch this ad. I'm going to find it right now.
The most unrealistic part about the entire ad is that the moment someone drops their weapons or disarms or stops fighting, every single motherfucker in World of Warcraft will gank the shit out of you.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter whether or not you're on their team. The moment you're weak, they're like, I'll take an extra kill, whatever, YOLO, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I would gank every person who is like lower level than me every second of the day. And you know why? Because I'm a World of Warcraft player. We have low self-esteem and we need to punish others to feel good. Unrealistic ad.
It just doesn't, like that, as you said, the point is that some majority of people do not understand the pop culture thing. They understand that gaming's big and gaming is big and they want to be part of that kind of marketing, right? And that's what they come up with. That's kind of like, okay, they like orcs because games have orcs in them and they like big stadiums showing these esports. And then what's the message we want to send to them? That's right. Why don't we all just get along instead of this toxic community? And it's done so freaking poorly. Nick, feel free to scrub through that and you'll see what we're talking about.
They're making it seem so serious and so like intense.
Yeah. And you know what's going to happen.
It doesn't help though, because like we've also got terrible shit happening, right? Like when the gaming industry and esports and stuff aren't really doing much to make companies and mainstream feel good about us. Because like in Australian news, Melbourne had an esports team that crowdfunded something like, or raised like $5.3 million in funding, right? I only read about this today. And what happened was within like a few months or a year or whatever, they went bust completely. Right. They had to enter, as of today, full administration. And they've got $200,000 worth of debts they still need to pay. Sheesh. And they're hoping that someone buys out the company, the esports company, and retains the 12 staff and the teams and keeps paying everyone and stuff like that. But it's just so unlikely to happen.
Yeah.
And like, the thing is, right, when you read the article, I've just pulled it up. When you read the article, it's so bad, right? Because they're talking about like, oh, how COVID affected them and how a few things really got in the way and stuff like that. But then there's this amazing line that just goes to show the journalist is trying to be unbiased while still pointing out the fact that this is an esports team who's just wasted money. Because they have this amazing line that says, the team also hired a professional coach, which is okay, yeah, sure. A team manager, all right, maybe. A strength and conditioning expert.
Okay.
A dietitian.
Okay, but esports, okay, yeah.
And a mindfulness coach.
No, dude. No. That's just money down the drain.
That sounds like a winner right there.
That's money down the drain.
I totally get the team manager. I get that. That's like hiring a producer, right? For a show or something like that. But then the other one they also mention here, and they mention it separate because it is actually a good concept, is an apparel manager to handle all the merch and stuff like that. But they give a little side dig. It's called, they go, as well as an apparel manager who sold merchandise, such as team posters for $25, and sometimes even team jerseys for $80, and even hoodies for $90. Because like listing the prices is clearly making people who are the boomers who read this go, why would you buy a hoodie for an esports video game for $90?
That's so true.
What a waste of money.
What a waste of bloody time. It is weird though, like just how much money, because I feel like have you seen these big things about like gaming compounds? You know, there's 100 Thieves and I know there was another one, like TSM's making one at the moment. And it seems like they're trying to, it's more a publicity thing rather than we actually care what's going on within these walls. Because they're like, you know, we're going to be, you know, conscious of, you know, carbon emissions. We're going to have this room, which is sponsored by X company.
Taco Bell.
Yeah. We've got this like chute that comes up with a soda can when you enter through the front door to, you know, make you feel welcome
That was 100 Thieves. And I found out, someone told me that was fake.
Really?
So I found out in a Discord call from someone who knows one of the people who apparently they faked that.
Okay.
There's just like a small slot where you're supposed to like put like a pen holder or something like that, and they just like raised a Red Bull can out of it.
It looked dodgy as hell when I saw it as well.
Supposedly that's what they did from my inside sources, you know. And I just thought that was so funny, right? Like, oh, dude, that's a great video though.
100 Thieves, they're making a game now, right? Aren't they?
Yes.
As well, they announced they're making a game.
Yeah, they're making a game. I don't know what it is. Probably a first-person shooter, if I was to guess. 100 Thieves game. Let me look this up for us.
Hey, they might not even have an idea yet. They might have a title and a GoFundMe, and they're doing it the old school way where they're not going to deliver.
19th of May. 2022. 100 Thieves is making a video game announcing Project X. That's all we know so far.
It's esport player simulator.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
It will be, yeah. Which also, throwing out there's a lot of YouTube creator simulator, but PewDiePie's one is actually good. PewDiePie made one, and it's actually hella fun. But speaking of game dev and game publishing, you guys know who the Yogscast is, right?
Yeah.
So the Yogscast do game publishing. They had a few issues, obviously, a few years ago because they were on a bad MCN and some stuff went wrong. But since they kind of went independent over the last like 5 to 6 years, they've been doing a lot of really good game publishing, like finding indie devs at actual like cons, you know, going to expos and finding indie devs and giving them funding to help their games and stuff like that, which is genius because they have this giant audience of people and this giant network of like creators. So if they publish a game, they just give the game out to free to all of these creators they've got who get thousands and thousands of views daily on Twitch, and they just all play it. And one of them recently was called Plate Up, and it's blowing up. Northern Lion is playing it. Sips is playing it every single day. Hafu is playing it every single day. It's this amazing kind of like cooking game, but it's so brutal. It's so much more funny. It's like, it's great, right? It looks so fucking fun to play. Claire and I are obsessed with watching it right now. We're planning on doing a playthrough for it. It literally looks so
It's
good.
got 10 out of 10 on all these reviews, like 847 reviews, and the average is 10 out of 10 for Plate Up on Steam. Okay, I got to check this out. This seems fun.
I
Hafu
googled
and
it.
Sips have been playing it literally non-stop for like the last like 3 weeks.
I was gonna say the first video that comes up in the Google search is Sips and Lewis burn down a restaurant. Played up.
Yeah. It's really
First one.
It's honestly really, really amazing. Like, it's one of those things where like a company who just gets like, or like a group of content creators, they get it, right?
Yeah.
Like, they understand what works in these kind of spaces. They've made mistakes in the past and they've learned from it, and they're kind of like figuring it out. And it's just like, I just think it's cool, right? Because it's like it's not like one of those ones where it's like, oh, you always do the same campaign.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're gonna give you randomized shop layouts, randomized stuff every time. It's kind of like it's almost a roguelike kitchen game. But it's also just like very fun, and everyone's screaming at each other at all times. It's the perfect stream collab as well.
I think that a lot of video game companies right now are actually catering more to streamers than they are to, say, a player base. Like, because they know that if they do like a 4-player game, that's the perfect amount that people want to like, collab with others. And it's an easy kind of offshoot, because as soon as you see your favorite YouTuber, streamer, whatever, play it, they're like, I got to get on board with this. And you can kind of see that more with Jackbox, because they've done the party packs from day dot. And the more and more they go along, the more Twitch interactivity is included within them, because they know their market now. I think they know their niche. And it's interesting to see, like, as you said, this is basically a game, I believe, for streamers first and foremost. I mean, obviously, anyone can play it, but it's easy to kind of jump on board and see exactly what's going on.
Yeah, well, even like with Cult of the Lamb, like even the
what I was gonna say,
simplistic Twitch extension, right? The fact that it gets the viewers involved and about, like freaking Booty Man 69, he's losing faith in the cult. Time to re-educate him.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's full on, and I think it's a smart move. Like, they know that people who also play these games want to be streamers themselves, right? Like, they want to be a stream. I would say majority of them do. And if they had this
That's
Twitch
why they're listening to
interactivity,
this streamer-based podcast.
with the title, that was the perfect time to start streaming. We're talking about movies and stuff, but I think it's a really smart move, and I think you'll see more and more companies do it, because with 100 Thieves, I'm guessing they will be catering towards streamers in terms of this FPS, or be a battle royale or something, but with Twitch interactivity, NFT.
I think it's interesting.
You title the podcast, How to Start Conversations with Your Viewers.
Yeah, true. How to go on tangents with your viewers.
I scrubbed through that Coke video, by the way, that ad. That was freaking weird. Like, it's like the digital character is suddenly alive and he has a family. So he's like, I don't want to fight anymore.
It's sentient, and it's like, thanks for the Coke. He's like, thanks for it, mate. And they like thumbs up, and there's a sunrise in the background. It's really
the weirdest
bizarre.
thing is the sound of like opening the Coke going through the microphone triggered the orcs' memories.
Yeah.
They know. It's just such a great ad.
They're just in the know. They're on top of that.
God damn, it's so crap. Anyway, we should actually get onto the topic at hand. And that is the fact that we know that it's coming to an end. Well, I shouldn't say coming to an end, but viewership has... Yeah, everything, just in general. Viewership has declined. And people, I think, are kind of turned off from streaming. You can see it with even the big streamers at the moment. Like, they have dropped serious numbers. And I feel like people at the moment are kind of worried. Will it ever come back? And I think, I think it's always going to come back. There's always going to be these moments of, we're firing on all cylinders, and other moments of just like, oh, why are we going through this downtime? What's happening? And I do think, I'm predicting that by the end of the year, you will see a definite uptick in just how many people are viewing Twitch and how many people are streaming on Twitch. Because usually when it's holiday season and Christmas rolls around and they're like, yo, Jimmy, what do you want for Christmas? And he's like, I want a microphone and streaming, gear. I think you will see this definite uptick, because a lot of people obviously are into it and they want to be, I say in quotation marks, content creators. What's
Yeah.
sounding?
Yeah, if you look at the graphs, I think August so far, we're only 19 days in, but so far it is the first month in the entirety of 2022 that has seen an uptick.
Yeah.
We are on the way back up. Before this month, we actually had it was dropping every single month or maintaining the month prior, right?
Yep.
And we started the year at a high of 2.9 million. And August right now, we're at 2.6 million. This is viewership.
Yep.
And that's pretty huge, 2.6 when last month was only 2.5 and we're only 19 days in, right?
Yes.
Like that's really good. And that's probably a lot of different things. There's also been a lot of conventions and things like that over the last like 19 days. There could be live streams like that. I think there's been a few big creator events as well that have happened. Lots of gambling as well, which I know people are like, that's not going to be enough to boost it. But when you're gambling and getting 100,000 views, yeah, it's probably enough that you can get an extra million or two. But so I think it'll be interesting for a lot of people who are jumping into it now. But here's my thing that I have a curious question for you guys. For a new streamer starting out, right? If they start now, are they really going to see any big boost from those new people coming back to the platform or coming into the platform as we go back inside in the cold weather on the Northern Hemisphere and stuff like that? Like, to me, I look at it and I go, it's kind of not going to be the same extreme that COVID had, right? Like COVID had this extreme where people needed some sort of interaction.
Yes.
They weren't going to get it from the big streamers, but they could fake it with the big streamers, but the majority of them sought out the tiny streamers to interact and be a part of it, right? So my question is, do you think that this uptick over the next like 6 months of people coming back to the platform, right? Because it's cold weather and all that stuff, people are doing their things. Do you think that will be the same as COVID where they're going to come to the small streamers? Or do you think they're going to come back and watch the big guys because they're at the top?
Ooh, I think it's going to be weighted with a lot of larger streamers. But I think there'll still be a sprinkling down the lower end because I feel like everybody that was around during COVID, but obviously, you know, people going back to work and going out and experience life again, you may see some of them trickle back in because they're maybe home a bit more and they're not going out as much because going into winter in the Northern Hemisphere. So I'd say it probably is going to lean more towards the larger streamer side of Twitch, but doesn't mean it won't count out completely, sort of like the smaller end.
No, I think what we need to take into consideration as well is that there will be an uptick in terms of viewership, and there'll also be an uptick in terms of people who want to stream. And I think that a lot of people who start to stream will start trying to make connections with other, hopefully smaller streamers. And they will see an uptick in terms of other content creators coming to their channel and vice versa with their communities. So maybe more opportunity for cross-pollination, as it were. But it will be interesting to note because you are completely correct. We are not going to reach those highs of the pandemic. We're just simply not. You know, that time is over. We're out of lockdown, for better or for worse, but it's done. But I do definitely feel that if you are hoping to stream and you're going, why am I going to start streaming now when it's not that great at the moment in terms of people watching or whatever, I would like to put forward to you, do you think jumping on board with everybody else will make you stand out more, or having a base that you already know, sorting out the problems that you had or the mistakes that you've made going live? Will that be better to figure out now when there's less people so that when more people come, you're like, I'm ready, I'm prepared?
Well, there's that old thing, right? There's that old saying of the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. And the second best time to plant a tree is today, right? Like, well, technically it's 19 years, 364 days, and then it goes all the way down. And so probably you know, at some point it becomes the best time would be today, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And I totally understand the idea of, you know, start now, be ready for the boom.
Yep.
But hear me out. Also, if you're starting now, you can farm a crap load of clips and you can start prepping clips and stuff like that and have like, I was talking to Jack Buzzer about this, right? So I was talking to Jack and I was talking about TikTok and he said, oh yeah, streaming is like, I love it, but it's such a grind. I spend 6 hours streaming, I hit end stream and I've got nothing to show for it. If I spent 6 hours making TikToks, I would have a TikTok for every single day of a month. I'd have 31 days worth of content. I could go sip a pina colada on the beach in Bali. And I was like, yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
I totally get that. You know what I mean? Like because he could just plan out, right? Yeah. And just make 31 days. Because what a TikTok's like 10, 15 seconds, right? And
yes. Yeah.
like that's what we all aim for these days. So it's kind of like, my big thing is I totally think streamers should start ASAP, right? But at the same time, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Part of me is just like, I guess I'm more conscientious of telling people. I think you should start. I think there are a lot of really good ways to grow on Twitch. You know what I mean? If we have to ignore all the external funnels, like you said, then I'd say one of the best ways to grow on Twitch overall is if you're like a moderator or VIP or like someone who's heavily ingrained in someone's chat, right?
Yeah.
Like Reapzy, if Ruzi decided to start streaming,
Yeah.
and she was wrapping up, or she started going live around the time you started.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of a different person.
You're thinking of Evie. Yeah.
I was thinking of Evie, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, okay. Sorry, Ruzi. Instead of talking about Evie, right? Let's say Evie decides to start streaming.
Yeah.
Right? And they go live around the time you start wrapping up. Well, I'd also be wrapping up around then. I like Evie. And we both raid them. And both our communities know Evie, right?
Yes.
So they're willing to stick around, chat, and stuff like that. That would give Evie a massive boost.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not saying you should join channels and be like, can I mod for you? So you can like
Yeah.
But like, you get what I mean, right? Like, I think there's like the ways to grow on Twitch these days are either the way we all did it, where it's like you pick a very specific category that you sit near the top of, and then you just grind it for a few weeks until you get that little core base who are there for you, and then you move to a really similar category and you kind of snowball it all the way through, and it takes a little while. It takes ages to build up, right?
Yeah.
Or you do that collab side of things. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, I'm not going to say names because I don't like making people feel like they grew only through like collabing, because a lot of the time people assume that's piggybacking.
Yeah.
But I know a creator who recently got partner with no external funnels whatsoever, complete variety. And I'd say 90% of the reason they're growing is A, they make amazing content. But the reason they have discovery is because they're so heavily ingrained in the Twitch community culture. And there's like a good like 30 streamers who all average 100 to 300 viewers, who they all know this streamer really well. And they got partner in like under 6 to 8 months, and they've grown, skyrocketed through all of it, and like they're powering. And I think their like follower count is still tiny, because the conversion rate from those followers who are coming in is entirely from these collabs and like raids and stuff like that, and they already know this creator, so that they stick around. So they have this amazing, like, it's like an 11% viewer to follower count. They have like 1,100 followers, and they get like 110 viewers.
That's
and
crazy.
It's like, it's because they've done it so quickly, and they have such a high conversion.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas like me, because the stream scheme, I've got like 32,000 followers, and I have like 110 average viewers, 100 average viewers. It's like, it's just not there. So I don't know. I feel like it's like those two major ways, and you don't really need the uptick in viewers for it. Like, you can just start, right? But
I think you're right. I think what you're saying as well is like, which goes a lot in life, which has always been shown to be true. It's who you know, not what you know.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. And you're correct. I definitely think that that's an easier way. I shouldn't say easy, but you know, it's the most prominent way to grow on Twitch. You are
think it's
completely
hard.
correct. Yeah.
I actually think it's way harder.
Well, you've got to be always on. You've always got to be in the chats watching like 24/7. Yeah.
And if anyone listening to this has taken that advice as, oh, I'm going to just play a bunch of games with people and I'm going to grow. It's like, no. You need to make sure your own content is good as well before you go out and start pitching collabs with people. Like, you need to establish yourself and know what you're about first, and make sure you're putting on a good show before
I
you try
got
and get yourself out
invited to
there.
2 collabs on my stream on Wednesday. Yes. I had 2 people who have 0 following, 0 average viewers, join about an hour apart, and both of them, without any real prefacing, I've never really seen them in chat before, just straight up said, you want to stream together? And I was really confused about why that would be a good time to do it, to be honest. While someone is live, when you don't know them, you're not providing any like context of like what you want to do and anything like that. And I kind of explained to the first guy, hey man, I don't really know you.
Yeah.
And that's not really how you do these things, blah, blah, blah. And then the next guy comes in and does it. And I was like, why is this happening? This is like rare. This doesn't happen, right? But like, and he was like, oh, you know, I just really want to stream with you. And I was like, but why? Like,
Is it the viewer count? Like, that's what you really want to know. Is it because you think the
to be
viewer
fair,
count? Yeah.
On Wednesday, I did have like a massive boom in viewers, right? So like, it might have been that as well. But like, it was just so strange. So I had to I was like, you know what? I'm an educator. I'm not going to make fun of you. I never want to belittle someone.
Of course.
Unless you like Family Guy. And I want to just like be totally like honest, and I'll be like, that's not how you do it, man. You know what I mean? Like even Reapz, who has like more viewers than me or average the same, and like who we're on the same level of Twitch partner and stuff. No, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
But like we're on the same kind of level, right?
Yes.
And it's like, it's even you did like a DM with like value proposition, who you are, what you like about me, proved you'd watch
Some
my
nudes,
content.
things like
Yeah,
that. Just
you know
really
what I
sweeten
mean?
the deal. Yeah.
About a paragraph talking about how much you hate Americans.
Okay, you fucking throw me off the bus for this shit.
I want to point this out. Can I point this out, Nick?
Oh, God.
Reapz deleted that DM.
Did I?
After the podcast?
I went back and I tried to find it the other day mid-podcast.
I have
because we
not
brought it up
deleted
again.
anything.
I
would
swear
not.
it's gone. This
I
man
would
is
not
cleaning
delete
Well,
it.
luckily
house.
you have the screenshot. It's somewhere in the Discord history because
It is
I remember
somewhere.
you posting the
thrown under the
photo
bus
of
here.
it.
I tried to find it in
Listeners,
the
viewers.
Discord as well, and I think you might have deleted it there too.
What is... I'm going to have the worst rap. Like, if I ever go to TwitchCon like next year, I'll be so fucked. They'll be like, get out of here, you commoner. Yeah,
No, you'll be fine.
Oh,
No, he didn't delete it, actually. I just missed it because it still says here, yeah, fuck those Northern Hemisphere scum.
There it
Smiley
is.
face.
Yeah. There it is.
Please know that the tone is obviously a joking... Oh, God.
Why
Anyway.
is the smiley face there? I'm going to give a fire emoji to that just so it pops up in your Twitter DMs again.
Oh,
you go.
sheesh. But yes, you do raise the point of you can't just go to anyone and go, yo, we should definitely do this, even though you know nothing about me. When you're part of a community, kind of like we said with like Evie and Ruzi and things like that, it's because they've been there and they never really sought it out. Like, you know, the genuine people that are there for like, they enjoy the content. They like being around the community. They're just good people around. And the people who are there for their nefarious reasons, I shouldn't say nefarious, but they're there for reasons that only indulge themselves and nobody else.
Yeah. Well, it's like that guy. I think I told you boys about it. The guy who joined and was like, want to 1v1 me in COD. it's like
your audience. Yeah.
They join and they go. They don't have the ability to see all the other chatters. You know, they don't
Yeah.
have the ability to like spend a second and like look at the whole room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like they just look and they go, this is one-to-one interaction. You know what I mean? This is we're practically just talking, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just not how you do it. But another one I get all the time is like, people will send me a Twitter DM, right? And they'll do the exact same. They'll be like, let's stream together without any value proposition, no like a big idea, no concept, right? I don't really care how many viewers you've got. You know, have some sort of like audience to show me that you're talented in some way, you know what I mean? Maybe. Or just like give me something, right? Like say like, I had this amazing idea. Or here's the project, here's the pitch, here's what it is. This is why it has to be you involved, and this is how I'm gonna make it easy for you.
Yeah.
Right. But most of the time, it's the same thing every time. I'd love to interview. Can we just do an interview? Can I just sit down with you? You know, I just want to sit down and just pick your brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I've had so many interviews at this point offered to me. What is special about any of them? You know, is it a 6-point fucking presentation, quick fire? Or are you going to pick my brain about VSEO specifics? Like, don't just say, I'd like to interview you.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not going to respond to that, right? Because I don't gain anything from that interview. It's not
Yes.
special, unique content. I can't turn it into a video.
Correct.
Yeah, but they've given you no context for what it is either.
Well, they don't. It's because there isn't anything. It's just the first thing that comes to their mind. The easy way to collab with a bunch of creators. You know, they just want to send it out to as many people as possible and just be like, I just want to do a general interview, right? And it's like, for me, when I reached out to people, I said, hey, this isn't a general interview. I'm going to ask 6 very specific questions, the most searched questions that new streamers have, and I'm going to ask them and post them to my YouTube channel that has X subs and X views and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I give them the list. I give it all to them, right? I don't just say, hey, want to interview? I have no backing or anything like that. The interview's not going anywhere because it's very obvious. You just want to open up a dialogue and it's weird. It's just weird.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when it comes to that, I think the point that I'm trying to say more than anything when it comes to starting streaming is that a lot of people have the kind of imagery that as soon as they start streaming, they'll hit some sort of success. And we know more so than anyone that it takes time. And there's never a good time to be like, now's the time to jump on board because then I can get all the viewers or things like that, because it doesn't work like that, obviously. Everything takes time. And when you start streaming and you start doing it, I think a lot more people are going to realize, actually, streaming's not for me, man. Like, whether it's the time commitment, whether it's just like having to freeform improv for however long, whether it's sharing your favorite game with people who are just going to like shit on you for most of the time if they are talking. It's a very like, I wouldn't say hostile, but it's a very eye-opening experience to have from what you see on screen, where you go to the popular streamers and chat's freaking kicking off and you're laughing and omega lulls everywhere, to you trying to start at the bottom because we all start with 0 viewers and we all got to click go live for the first time. What is the right approach to take? And it always to me is that you've got to stick with it. If you really enjoy it, you should enjoy it. If you enjoy it and you really want to succeed, you have to stick with it until you find that kind of right formula. Obviously, within context, do not spend money that you don't have. Do not spend time that you don't have, you know. But if you are going for it, now is a good time to start because you are going to see more of an uptick and more eyes on the platform. And what you do with it, that's up to you. Obviously, we can't tell you what to do, but think about it.
Yeah. I would probably, like, honestly, if I was starting again right now, I would start super humbly, a couple nights a week.
Yep.
And if I was like serious about like giving just content creation in general a shot, like obviously knowing what I know now is influencing this, but I would then have a lot more time to then spend thinking about what I'd want to make a YouTube channel about, for example, and actually try to you know, have different avenues. So like that person, like that's how I would restart myself if I was to do that right now, given that it is quiet. You're getting started, you're doing a couple nights a week, you kind of getting that flow going, and then you're also putting you're having that a lot of extra time to put into a of a YouTube channel, or maybe you don't want to do YouTube, maybe you just want to make TikTok content. So you think about just making up original content for TikTok, for example.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think it's just go with it. Like you get this a lot, LJ and Nick, I'm sure. It's like, do you have any tips on how to stream or how to start streaming?
No one ever asks me.
No. Sorry, LJ. Nick, do you ever get that time where people come to your chat and go, how do you start streaming? And it's that thing of like, I always give the same piece of advice and it's just do it. Like I can tell you as much as I want, you won't listen, or you will listen, but it still won't make sense to you because you've never experienced it yourself. You're kind of like reading a book, you know? It's like, how do I do 3-point lighting? Oh, okay, I just got to put that there. And it isn't until you actually are hands-on and practically doing it that you're like, that's why you got to put over there because it casts a shadow or it's too, you know, bright and overexposed on this thing. I just think the practicality of actually doing something before going, I'm going all in, I'm quitting my job, I'm doing this, that, and the other. You've got to apply yourself. You've got to fucking go for it and see if it is for you.
I would have people. Oh, sorry, LJ.
I was just going to say the big problem though, right? You said like they're not going to understand it. Is even once they start doing it, they're most likely not going to understand it. Like this is the biggest thing that I find in the small streamer space that is wildly prevalent. And I have no way of helping someone understand it, right? Because one of the things I get all the time is, I'm doing everything. I've been doing this for 7 years and I'm not growing, right? And I'll go, well, where do you think you can improve? They go, I've improved so much and I don't think there's anything else I can improve and make better. And you go look at their channel and it's like they're in the middle of a dark room, or they don't have a cam, or they sound terrible. They're not talking. They're barely playing anything discoverable. They don't have a schedule whatsoever. And you'll say to them, well, I can see a lot of places you can improve. Why don't you look at your stream, then go look at my stream, or go look at this person's stream, or watch this video that outlines like 10 things you should be doing, right? And it's like, these are all these places where you can do it. And they can look at like a Ludwig, at his stream, or they can look at like, you know, Nick's stream or your stream or whatever it is, and they will not be able to tell a difference between what you're doing and what they're doing, right? Even if you pointed all of it out, they're like, no, I just can't see it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And not everyone, right? No. But it's just like, it's such a prevalent thing. It's like that, like they literally can't, I really don't understand it because they cannot see the difference. They will look at their stream and be like, no, there's nothing to improve there. And I'm like, are you sure? Like you've got like the same title for the last 30 streams. You've done a 45-minute stream, an hour stream, everything's different time slots, different lengths. Like, and they're just like, no.
Right.
And it's a wild majority of people. And that's not me making fun of people because at the end of the day, I think that a lot of luck comes down to the experiences you're granted as an individual.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, Reapz, like you and I, we both worked in video, right? and we got our jobs. We were supported. We did those things, like, my very first camera was bought for me 9 years ago by my mum. And that, right?
That's lovely.
She bought me my A7S, right? I paid her back across like 3 years by giving her like a little bit of every single contract I did, but I wouldn't be able to do those contracts.
Gotcha.
Right? I traveled the world as a documentary filmmaker, and I used that A7S for 8 years.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
All of Stream Scheme was started on that A7S, right?
Right.
I wouldn't have learned to be a good filmmaker if I didn't have access to that camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I think a lot of luck comes down to your experiences and your access and your things like that. You know what I mean? And this is my old gripe is everyone always says, don't complain about not having a good enough webcam. You've got a smartphone, holds up $2,000 iPhone 13 Max Plus. You know what I mean? In the video. And it's like, okay, well, clearly that's one of the most out of touch stream educators. But like, and it's just one of those things, right? Like, so I don't know. I find it really hard because you tell people the best advice is really at the end of the day. Oh, they say, how do I start streaming? And you go, well, you hit go live.
Yep.
But if you're asking me, how do I reach people?
Yes.
Well, that's a much more detailed and in-depth question that requires a lot of answers from you. You know what I mean? Like a lot of detail. And it's just so foreign because they're just so new to it. Like, they're not dumb. They're just so new to it. They don't even know the questions or the things they don't know.
Yeah.
Like an SEO guy that I know, right? He has like 12 affiliate websites. And that means he builds these giant websites about all these different topics. People go to them, they find information they need, and maybe he'll like serve them ads or they'll click a link and he'll get a cut of if they buy the product, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things he taught me when I was starting out was he said to me, mate, people do not know what they do not know. So if someone is trying to learn how to be a streamer, they're not going to type in this very specific microphone setup, or they're not going to type in how to set up a limiter filter. They don't know what that is. They're Googling how to make my microphone sound better.
Yes.
Because that is what they want. They don't know all the technical side of things. And that was like such an eye opener for me. And I was like, okay, cool. I did all this stuff. And the longer I do Stream Scheme, the more I go, holy shit, it's way more than I thought.
Yeah.
Like I see other creators post videos, right? So there's this guy in the Discord who's a really good egg, and he posts videos and he's like, how to set up StreamerBot. Nobody knows what StreamerBot is, right? Or like a lot of people do, but they're advanced OBS users, right? And I said to him, what's the video about? He goes, it's setting up StreamerBot so you can control your stream using your voice. You can like tell it change scenes and stuff and it'll do it. It looks really cool. It's cool and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. Why don't you just say how to control your Twitch stream with your voice? That's
nice and simple.
It makes more sense. It gives the context. People aren't Googling about how to find out how to set up StreamerBot most of the time. It's a smaller brand.
Yep.
Or you could even say like how to use voice commands on stream. Like that will be something that might come up. Like people want to know these things.
Yeah.
Right. And he was like, oh, I guess that's true. Yeah. I don't really know. And I was like, well, you just got to think about like all this stuff.
Like
So that's one of my things. Yeah.
I think something that I think we've all talked about is that you need to think about who you're actually marketing to. As like who your content to, like who is the person that you're trying to target, what is their mindset and what is their knowledge level. I mean, think about everybody that's getting into streaming or content creation in general. They probably have no idea that channels on YouTube exist purely to educate people in this area. It's not until they go until they end up Googling something that ends up linking them to like one of your videos, for example, LJ, like it's like something super basic, or, how to set up my Twitch channel. And then it's, and then all of a sudden, like, the YouTube algorithm feeds them more stuff. They're like, oh, there's more stuff out here. Because I swear there are people that like, I come across people in chat or like other chats or I hear stories and I'm just like, they just know nothing. Like they have no idea what's going on. And
people don't even know how to
wild.
change. They don't even know how to change categories or how to change their title. You know what I mean? Like they just don't know it. Someone said to me, "Oh, you should name your Twitch panels video the easiest upgrade for every streamer." And I was like, "Well, okay, yeah, we can give it a go, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna flop." And they're like, "No, it won't." And we released it, and it flopped hard. And so I just changed the title to "How to Customize Your Twitch Bio." That's all. I just changed it to that, and then within 6 months, it's like up there in my top 20 most viewed videos. Because it's something that people are searching. And they're not searching how to set up Twitch panels.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, people do not know what a Twitch panel is.
Yes.
They have no idea, right? So instead they search, how do I change my Twitch bio? Because that's what they want to know. And like they get the whole video, the whole guide, everything. And it's just like one of those things where what you were saying, Reapz, is like the best time to start now.
Yeah.
Right? And you'll go through and you'll learn everything and stuff like that. But the kind of rough part about being a streamer is I think that it's so easily accessible.
Yes.
Literally anyone can go live in seconds. It takes 2 clicks to download OBS and log into your Twitch, and you can just go live. Like you can. Streamlabs maybe a bit easier technically because you can get a whole overlay as well if you want. But like in the grand scheme of things, going live, instant.
Yeah. And sorry, continue.
I was like, OBS has the tutorial. Sorry.
But like I was just gonna say that but it's instant, but at the same time, it's just brutal. Like it's just so brutal because you're not going to get discovered unless you're like a part of a community already. Or
yes,
you know what the real problem is? It's not even the community stuff. What I'm trying to say is that most people don't even know or understand Twitch. They're not involved in Twitch culture, right? Like for the longest time, Iona, who's now a streamer, who's bigger than all of us, right? Thought you could only watch streams if you subbed to them. So she would only watch Julian Solomita and Jenna Marbles because she was subbed to them with a Prime sub. She thought that was all she was allowed to watch, right?
Wow.
And then
crazy.
she became a streamer and learned, obviously, right? But also people don't understand what BTTV is. They're in my chat being like, what is a Monka S?
Yeah.
Why is everyone writing the word Monka S?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think people should just start. But you know what? If I had to give advice to someone, I'd actually say to spend maybe like a good couple weeks on Twitch, exploring, sitting in chats, kind of understanding how the culture works.
That's great.
Because I think if you went live without actually being someone who enjoys Twitch, you're probably never going to be able to grow.
Yep. I completely agree with that.
I'd always like almost joke that like people should be forced to like the Twitch should block an account from streaming unless it's 6 months old. It's like, no, be on the platform, watch and learn, and then go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm just saying it's fascinating because, you know, there are people who see the streamers, right? And they see the big streams and they see the cut downs, whatever. But what we also failed to consider is that, yeah, there's the PC streaming where you download OBS, but we've forgotten about the fact that you can just put on your PlayStation 5 or your Xbox and stream from that, which is crazy. And again, because they do that, they're never exposed to Twitch or the different variations you can do because, again, they're trying to do it all through their UI on whatever console they've got. And it turns out, for most parts, I would say shoddy looking. But, you know, there is this success rate that they can reach. And I guess it's more the fact that with what you've got, if you've only got a console and you don't have a computer and something, obviously you've got limitations there. But if you are loving what you see on Twitch and you want to achieve it yourself, you hope that the people who are starting streaming will look up, as you said, those Google SEOs of like, how do I do this effect? How do I set up my microphone? What program do I need to stream? And from there, they can kind of get into that community-based thing because, you know, there's the forums and everything. But I think you're completely correct in that you need to be part of the community, even if it's not the big community, if it's not the big streamers, people that are playing the same games as you, and you see them on the up and up, and you're like, oh, wow, I've got to like really be invested in this because they're doing well. What can I learn from this?
I think it's one of those things is also what you just mentioned there is also like one of my most commonly asked comments. How do I do this on console? Can you make videos about how to grow on console? Hey, can you do X, Y, Z on console? LJ, you said there's no excuse for me not to be able to do X, but I'm on console. And I had this copy and paste for a while there that I just throw out to a few people if I had the chime or something like that. But like, it's so brutal to say it, but no one gives a fuck if you're on console. Right? Like I say this all the time. Like people will say things, I'll be like, oh, you know, I've got a shifting work schedule, so I can't do the same schedule every single week. And I go, your viewers won't care. And they go, oh, you think they'll keep watching? And I go, no, they won't listen to that and say, oh, I'll stick around no matter what. And that goes to me as well. I ruined my schedule for the last like 3 months and I saw massive dips because despite the fact that my viewers have been watching me for over 2 years now, they don't really care at the end of the day. They have lives as well. They want good content. At the end of the day, all viewers care about is finding good content that they can enjoy and watch. Right? And that's the same reason why we've rewatched Friends 1,000 times, same reason why we've watched The Office 1,000 times. And at the end of the day, if you're on a console, that doesn't change any of the advice that people give you for how to grow. The advice is still the same way for you. That's how you grow. And if you can't do it because you're on console, there's no special source that we can hand over to you.
Yep.
You can look up tools like Lightstream. You can get capture cards for PCs. You can do your best, but the rules of the platform are still the same. They don't magically change to meet your standards or your issue or the reason you're struggling. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like, oh, like they. So no, LJ, what do you mean? They expect that after asking you that question, you're going to put some time in and make a video just for them,
Please
just
do.
specifically to their issue.
the problem is, right, even when I do that, it's like the resources of console streamers is so minimum. Like I've covered like how to get alerts set up for a console streamer using things like the owned alert box, which is an extension, right?
Yep.
So like anyone on browser can see it, but if you're on mobile, you can't. Or any other console or anything like that, you can't, right? And the streamer can't often see them. Or it's like, I'll show like how to use Lightstream, which is like you don't stream to Twitch, you stream to Lightstream. And then on the web page, you add all the overlays and stuff like that. And then Lightstream, they'll send it out. So it's all cloud-based. And you'll talk about that and they'll go, yeah, I can't do any of that. I'm a console streamer. I don't have a browser. And I'll be like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want me to say to you? That you can just sit there and do it and then everything will work out? Like,
Yeah.
So it's hard, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't stream. I know I doomer a lot, but I think the best time to start is right now because that's when you should. I just think that you should spend time on the platform and actually consider how anyone is going to see you, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like, it's just people don't know what they don't know. So they don't know even how to start that.
Yeah. I think
you're exactly right.
Yeah. I think when you start off, everything's kind of like, as we talked about, oh, you start streaming and people watch. Obviously, that's not the case. There's so much more that goes into it. Maybe back in the day when Justin TV was around, you only had so many limited channels that like you could just go live and people would be interested. But now, as you said, do yourself a favor right now. Go to Just Chatting, okay? Now scroll down. Tell me how long in minutes or even hours it takes for you to get to the bottom. Because I guarantee you, your computer will lag out before you even like make it. And that just goes to show the competition, isn't it?
I saw a terrible tweet.
Oh God, here we go. Is it a hot take? Is it a hot take, LJ?
It's not a hot take.
Okay, all right. You just saw a terrible. Go on.
I love Stream Elements. I adore Stream Elements. I think it's amazing free software. They've Stream Elements Mercury, which is also really fucking cool. Like they've done so much stuff for the industry. It's amazing. But they tweeted out, what's the worst stream advice you've ever been given? And one of the top voted comment replies was that I need a webcam to grow, right? And Stream Elements replied, terrible advice. Tell that advice to Lyric. And I was so close to writing back, Stream Elements. That is a person who has been on the platform for years. You do not get to fill people with snake oil like that and make people feel like that's something that's like, I love Stream Elements. That is so pandering to the fucking hashtag small streamer.
Yeah.
You need to have a webcam. You need to have a character, a PNG, a VTube, or you need to have a giant external funnel creating good content. The other day, someone commented on my YouTube channel, oh, you think I need a webcam? Tell that to these 3 creators who I really love watching. And I went and looked up all 3 of the creators because I'd never heard of them before. Every single one of them, they were all like Tarkov or Warzone streamers, right? On YouTube. They've all been on the platform for 10 years. They have hundreds of videos. And I wrote back, yeah, you're right. You don't need a webcam if you've been on the platform for 10 years like those 3 creators have and have over millions of views. It's just like, it's so like, it frustrates me. I understand newbies not thinking about that.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to like bully someone for having an ill-informed opinion. I love Streamlabs, but that frustrated me so much to see one of the brands that I respect so much just pandering to a concept and acting like Lyric grew in this day and age with this difficulty, with no cam and everything like that. I was just like, come on.
Yeah.
But Lyric literally had nothing. It was just the game and his voice. Like there was nothing. Like no, like he didn't really want he had to do anything, but he's just been on the platform for so long. You have to have a screen presence.
Yes.
Well, like you said, OJ, whether it's your cam, whether it's like a VTuber, a PNG, you have to have a screen presence. People want to have that. That's what differentiates it from just a like muted gameplay video on YouTube.
Yeah. Lyric's been on the platform from the Justin TV days. Like, it's the worst person to pick in the entire grand scheme of it. Like, when Twitch became Twitch, he was already at 25,000 concurrent viewers. So yeah, he probably doesn't need a cam to grow on Twitch. He started Twitch with 25K. Like, I love stream elements, but that just frustrated me so much because it's clearly like it's like me tweeting from the Stream Scheme account. What's the worst stream advice you've ever been given? And then when someone says that I had to make good content, me being like, yeah, tell that to X creator. Like,
I think there's an exception to every rule, because I'm sure that people will obviously post somebody who has been on the platform for 2 years with no webcam or something that's blown up. And we understand, we get it that there's exceptions to every rules, but we're going to say that the majority, no, you need, as you said, a screen presence. You need something to stand out, because again, this isn't just like go live and you're going to get all the viewers. Obviously, that doesn't happen anymore. And I do feel like with the stream elements thing as well, LJ, do you reckon it's just like that one PR person in the team that's like taking, a hold of it? They're the one that does all the tweets and stuff, and like, oh, you don't understand that you're representing a whole company right now. Yeah,
I don't know. I really don't know about it, right? Like, and on the exception to the rule thing, one of the things that I think every single person on this planet, whether you want to be a streamer, whether you want to be a lawyer, whatever you want to do, you should always live by, is that just make yourself the assumption you aren't the exception. Right? Make the assumption to yourself.
That's a great one. Yep.
You're the rule. And if you end up being the exception, sick.
Yeah,
but if
more power to you.
But if you work and hard and make it so that you are the rule, you go, I'm not going to get all these viewers. I have to make YouTube. I have to do TikTok. I have to be discovered. I have to do this interesting, unique thing. I'm going to add a cam. I'm going to do everything in my power. Well, then you'll follow the rule and you'll probably increase your chance of success versus being like, wait a minute, Lyric has 20K views and he doesn't talk. He doesn't have a cam. Why can't I? In 2022.
That's actually so good, because the amount of times that we've discussed people just ignoring, all the advice that's out there and all the advice that, they get told directly when asking questions, that I think is because everyone thinks that they're the special snowflake that is going to be the exception. It's like, yeah, okay, sure. Like, there's other people. Okay, whatever. I hear what you're saying, but I'm just going to stream and it's going to be different. It's going to be different because it's me. I don't want to do the external stuff. I just want to stream and it's going to be fine. Trust me.
Yeah. You've hit the nail on the head, LJ. I don't think we could describe it any better in terms of we are the rule. We really are. There are exceptions, obviously, but until you're one of them, you can't really talk about this is how other people do it. You know what I mean? But I just want to quickly wrap up this whole thing in terms of if we were to say the kind of points we'd have if we started streaming today, I think we've enabled it down to one. Please go and check out Twitch before doing it. Like, actually know who the people are out there, what the kind of law is, what the kind of, Omega lulls stand for if you don't know that. If you don't know what BTTV is, you need to look that up as well. Things that can help build a community. Because if you come in, like you say, with a console where you can't enable emotes, where you can't change your stream titles, then it's going to be extremely hard for you to grow. So learn how to do that stuff first. Second of all, do it. Just stream. Figure out, what exactly you're up for, because you may think that, oh, I watch it for 6 hours. That must mean it's easy to stream for 6 hours. You'll understand very soon that you'll get a sore throat. You don't know what to talk about. There'll be awkward pauses, everything like that. Learn from it. And thirdly, see what you can do to stand out in terms of look online, look at different creators, look how you can achieve that once a week. Go, I'm going to apply this scene. I'm going to make a different scene or a different sound effect or something that I can control that makes me learn the platform better. I would say is the best way that you can start growing when there is that uptick, and hopefully you're there along for the ride. Now, with our question of the week, it's going to be very quick, and it's from the person that we all know and love by the name of, I think it suits him perfectly as well, Iona. And the question, I believe, is a question for the next podcast. And this is our question of the week. So, Iona, thank you so much. What was the moment you realized that you had fallen in love with streaming?
Oh, I've talked about mine before. I can give the quick summary of it. I was playing Detroit Become Human, and I had like 150, 160 average viewers at the time, but it wasn't the viewership that was amazing. It was remember how last week I was talking about like unifying chat? Like, chat is there, they're all chatting, and they're all chatting kind of in unison as the hive mind, and you can tell they are all enjoying the content, right? Those moments where everyone's spamming the same hive mind thing. they're not like talking to each other or like they're not all bored. Like they are there as a huge group and they love what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like hearing the laugh when you make a joke to your 12 friends at the bar, right? I'm playing Detroit Become Human. I'm having a jolly old time. We're the female android with the little girl, and we're walking around this crossroads, having to make all these decisions and stuff like that, quick time events. I'm cracking jokes. The entire chat is just constantly KWing, you know, Omega Lols. I'm in the mines. It's going amazing, right? Like it's popping off. And I just had this kind of out of body experience where like I fade back and I see my setup. I see me doing it. And I'm like, this is like peak. Like there is no better feeling than this feeling right now where I have like 150 people all aggressively active, and I'm not sitting here reading out every message saying like things back to them, keeping them active. I'm just being me, putting content on, and they still are loving it enough that they're watching it in full and writing messages about it. And like that was my big moment, right? And I was like, live content is something I want to do forever.
Yeah.
That's awesome. For me, that it's a tough one because it's like I've been streaming for such a long time, and I'm trying to think back just like over the years, like what was that pinnacle moment, right? I'm like, was it really early on? Did it take a while for me to get there? And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure specifically if there was like a specific moment, but I think it was I had been on Twitch for a year before I started streaming, and I think within that first year, I think when I started to I bought my first webcam, and I bought like a blue snowball, like got really cheap. That was my first microphone. And I was doing it for like the couple months, and I think, and eventually, and then I had a few people who donated to me to help me buy a new microphone. And because I'd wanted to like upgrade my production quality, and I wanted to have a better sounding microphone. And thanks to that, I was able to. And then I had this kind of perspective of like, I wanted to do this, and I'm enjoying this, and this I'm able to give people a better experience on my stream. And we kept on going for a few months, and I was just having more fun. We had more people coming in, and as I just had so much fun playing games with people watching me. There was an audience out there dedicated to watching me that wanted to help me as well. And that was the point. I was like, this is amazing. It wasn't because that they helped me get this microphone. It was just the reason behind it was they actually wanted to be a part of this experience in this community. That was really...
They wanted to see more of you, and they
wanted to see more.
Something
they wanted to see me grow, and that was thing. Was like I'm really I love what I'm doing, and I want to keep going. And they wanted to help that, and that was a really amazing experience.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think it's a moment. It's more an environment. I love the live environment. I love improving. I love making jokes, what I think are jokes. I love playing games. I love being a part of people that can give me their honest and instant feedback online. As you said, there's moments where they donate. My first ever experience, if you didn't know, was somebody yelling "cuck" to me, and my channel's like, "This is how it's going to be.
This is it." Reapz like, "This is
it's
for me."
Stand-up comedy. It's just being heckled. And to me, it's always been that environment. I've always thrived off of live entertainment, and I just want to keep doing it. And I think it's a great platform because you can put on like theater productions like I've done in the past, and people have got to pay to go because obviously you've got to cover your own costs. But here it's like a free medium where anybody internationally can jump in, watch you, be a part of it, interact with you. It's such a cool feeling to have. And that's why I love streaming more so than anything. It's not a moment, it's just that environment. So, Iona...
Was it like that gradual increase for you? It's like you kind of started and you were like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to keep doing it for a bit. And then you did keep doing it for a bit more and you're like, oh yeah, I am really enjoying this. Yes. Then you keep doing it for another few months and that feeling grows.
We've done it for however long right now. You know what I mean? Like we're in the years. We're not like we've done this for a few weeks and months. We've done this for years, boys. You know what I mean? And the fact that we're still doing it, there has to be some level of wanting and loving to do it. Otherwise, I just wouldn't be here. I know when I'm like, if I'm not enjoying it, I'm just walking away. As sad as that is. The moment I'm just like, I will definitely walk away.
I find I enjoy streaming in the moment a lot, and then it's afterwards where I start to overthink and analyze, where I start to lose the thing, right?
Yep, agreed.
And that's why a lot of people think that I don't enjoy it as much as I used to, because they get the LJ on the podcast or the LJ and SSN who's breaking down the hard details of everything. I'm not going to say to them, I got to laugh for 3 hours and have fun. So that's great information for you guys. You know?
Yes.
So they hear the analytical side and not the I'm cracking jokes and killing cultists, you know?
It is. It's an adrenaline rush, right? You get it. And then once you've gone down from it, it's just kind of like, oh, that's a lot of energy I spent and I know I got to do it again. And it's not that you don't like it, as you said. When you're in the moment, it's fine. But when you're like, I've got to bring up this energy and, you know, hopefully beat that previous stream, that's when I get pressure. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I want to go online.
There was this. It was really funny because this settled in. I'd say after my first year, it really settled in, where I was loving the environment of being live and gaming with people watching, where I actually struggled to play games offline.
Yeah.
I don't know if you went through this, Reapz.
I don't play games offline because I want to save it for online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's the thing. I had this mindset of, oh, I don't want to play this offline because that's going to be good stream content. So I would not I'd be in that headspace. But then when I would play a game offline, I'd almost get bored because I'd just be sitting there on my own going, cool.
To me, it's exactly the same. It's like, because when you do streaming and then you play a game offline, you're doing the exact same thing that you were doing anyway. And when I get off a stream, it's like, I want to hang around friends. I want to, you know, go for a walk. I want to do something different. And I know that my time's limited. And don't get me wrong, I still play games offline. I still love playing games offline. But it comes down to the fact of like, I'm doing the exact same thing as I would be doing streaming. And it doesn't have that same kind of that resonance that it once had for me. Nick.
Yeah.
Well, you were going to do the collab with Micromads, Nick and I for Sea of Thieves, and you weren't going to go live because it was outside your time slot.
Yeah.
And it was like halfway through, you were like, I'm having fun. Why the fuck aren't I live?
Yes.
It doesn't matter if my viewers are low.
That was the thing. I was like, why didn't I had such a good time? It was a stupid thing. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of coaxing, being like, come on, Reapz, go live.
Okay, I stand by the fact that there wasn't that. I made like 2 jokes, all right? I made like 2 jokes about the fact that Reapz wasn't live because he was scared, okay? I feel like there wasn't much coaxing.
No, it was more the fact that
there was a lot of positive reinforcement. Yeah, there was a lot of positive encouragement being like, come on, Reapz, let go live. Like, it was
because
I'm
you know how
for that angle.
When you go streaming, you've got to talk to chat. You've got to do all these different multitasking things. I wanted to go with the experience of just, I'm going to focus on the game and talk. That's what I was going for, right?
Okay.
And then when I went live, it was just like, okay, this wasn't that much of a big deal in terms of multitasking, but we've done it for however many times, you know, but
LJ setting me on fire, it doesn't matter anymore.
Just jump off this pier into that black abyss.
I'm pretty sure that was a lightning strike, all right?
Just shoot this monkey out of a cannon. I remember that. It was good. Good time.
Hey, that was Jeremy.
Could you look into this cannon for me?
Yeah.
Well, boys, we are dropping frames, but is there anything else that you'd like to say before we head off for this week?
No.
Okay.
Yes, Twitch should make a test, but you can't go live until you fill out a quiz and get all the answers correct. Just
like a driver's ed course,
like a
but
driver's
Twitch ed
test.
course.
Yeah.
That's genius. Can we do a Twitch ed?
Actually, I kind of like that.
That's so good. We should do Twitch. Okay,
unironically, unironically, I kind of like that.
I like that a lot.
Do you know what Kappa means? Or just like small things like who is your favorite streamer? You know what I mean? And just they have to type in an actual username or something like that. Like,
yes.
I actually kind of like that concept. And it's not because I want to gatekeep. It's because I want people to actually be prepared so they don't just sit there for hours and waste their time. You know what I mean? I kind of unironically.
It would help. It would help a lot. Question 5. Yo, any primers in chat?
Finish this sentence. Yo, any blank in chat? That'll be so good.
or it's like it's not even a question. It just says what did the streamer say in order to elicit this response? And it's just a bunch of people writing the word true. And it's like, you write back, any truers in chat. Ding, you may stream.
Yeah. Genius.
Nodders. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Hey, if you let us know down below. What do you think should be on a Twitch quiz? What should be on the Twitch quiz?
Boys, that is a genius idea. Can I also put the suggestion forward that we do our own Twitch ed and we ask the viewers? We put it out there on one of our podcasts and we go, how many of these did you get correct? And we'll go.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like, we'll give them 10
form?
questions and they can score themselves and hopefully answer honestly on if we believe they are ready to take a test drive around the Twitch fields, even though they're already streaming, but but it was a pleasure. Hopefully you like this new type of thing where we just go a little bit off tangent and everything. Let us know. Do all the things that help us grow. Like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1K subs by the end of the year. Knock on wood. Follow the TikToks, do the Twitters and everything like that. But I've had such a fun time on this stream. And I feel like it is because it's at night rather than during the day.
Yeah.
It's like more loose and I prefer.
It's 1 a.m. right now. We're ending
Are
with
you
the growing
serious?
at 1 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is just all off the chain. I was going to say.
Look how creepy Reapz' house looks at 1 a.m. Dude, Reapz' house is a fucking found footage murder mystery. Someone's going to pop out in that window and be like...
Yeah. There's just two little glowing eyes are going to pop out in the window. Just like, and then pop out. And I was say they're gonna have to like it because LJ's off the rails here. We can't get him back on. He's gone.
Facts.
That's it.
Facts.
That's it.
That's right. I'm the wild card. All right. That's how it works. We got Reapz, who's the looks. We got Nick, who's the yeah. You're the looks. Yeah. It's how it works. You got Nick, who's the muscle, and I'm the wild card.
Like it's always started in Philadelphia. Like
yes! Oh, you got the
I know. Wild card, bitches, and I'm just gonna fly out of the scene. Anyway.
I actually want to watch Always Sunny. That's actually my list of shows.
I think it's on Disney Plus. I think it's on Disney Plus all seasons.
It is because it's for kids.
Yeah, excellent.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye. Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.